We've had people escape from fires and then go back in to grab books, and they perish in the fire. Yeah, books or personal items. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So you're never running back in?
Don't run back in the house. No, once you're out. So
what if your child's in there?
Look, when we say touch the door, if you touch the door and it is scalding your hands, like it is so hot, you can see flames coming out from underneath the door. When you open up that door, you're going to die. Like there's no way you're going to make it out to that hallway. If flames are that bad.
Wetting towels, putting them at the door jamb, covering yourself with them, all that's useless.
No. Smoke inhalation is that big issue. When you go out there, those fumes are extremely toxic. You're inhaling all the polyesters, all the whatever lithium stuff is on fire.
I have 2 air purifiers in my room. Bad idea to turn them on.
I mean,
because they would suck air into the room, but they would also be cleaning the smoke.
They would be.
So I don't know. What is the strategy?
You're going to die.
Welcome back to the Checkup podcast, where today I'm speaking to Jason Patton, otherwise known as Fire Department Chronicles. He's the most followed firefighter in the world, and for good reason. You probably know Jason's viral and hilarious videos recapping bizarre encounters he's had out in the field as a first responder, or from his series on YouTube where he green screens himself into firefighter shows and calls them out for their BS face to face. He's easily one of the most charismatic people we've had on the show, but also rich in substance. He's not just some comedy influencer, he's an actual multi-year veteran of fighting fires and treating patients on the front lines with an incredible amount of insight into the profession. We touched on juicy topics like how much firefighters actually get paid, how to stay safe during a fire, controversial topics like private firefighters for celebrities, and even silly topics like the pain of sliding down the fire pole. Oh, and of course, the basics. Just to set the ground rules straight off the jump, if I catch on fire mid-episode, is it stop, drop, and roll, or are there different strategies now?
Stop, drop, and roll, but I mean, how long do you want me to let you stay on fire?
No, minimal, because I don't have the fire suit on.
Oh, okay, so, okay. I didn't know if this would be an epic video.
Dude, I still think about the training that I got when I was in middle school in Brooklyn of dare, stop, drop, and roll. Has any of these things been upgraded, or is it still the same tried and true? Because I think about it from a chest compression CPR standpoint. Is there anything new that folks need to know about personal safety?
No, stop, drop, and roll is great because you're doing the basic things. You're rolling on top of the fire, so you're hopefully able to remove the oxygen from it. It's funny because you're right. In the medical field, things tend to change constantly. Every 4 years, they're finding out something new. We're adding 1 extra compression in now. But firefighting, it at a constant basis, we're trying to make things as efficient as possible, save as many lives as possible. You look at old firefighting pieces, or at least when we were training, we do forcible entry when we're moving into a structure. And there wasn't a huge emphasis on once you open up that front door with whatever you're using, make sure you close it as quickly as possible until you're ready to go in with the nozzle. It was just open the door, get in there, fight the fire. But we started to really dive into things called a flow path. So, if we're opening up the front door to go inside of it, and we just leave it wide open. If that fire happens to be starved of oxygen, then it's going to get a nice influx of oxygen. And then fire really loves O2, it loves oxygen. So it's going to start moving towards that as well. So you create what's called a flow path. So we know if there's a viable victim in that area, we got to make sure we're opening the door, closing it until they're ready to go in with the fire hose or the stretch a line in there, and then go from there.
Yeah. What does it take to become a firefighter? Because, kids frequently say top 3 jobs: doctor, firefighter, police officer, maybe cowboy thrown in there, or astronaut. But those are the top ones. So what does it take to become
first off, I've learned what it takes to be a cowboy and an astronaut. I'm good, bro. I'm nowhere near smart enough to be an astronaut. No way, dude.
I thought you just didn't like the zero gravity.
No, I would love that. Okay. I always say if I ever get that chance, if it ever becomes affordable and I'm not going to die in the process, or if I do, that would be an epic way to go out. But
you and Jeff Bezos.
Just floating around, hanging out, man. It depends on where you're at. So where I'm at, in order to become a firefighter, you need to be an EMT first. The reason is a lot of the calls that you're going to be running to, about 85% of them are going to be medically based. So
really?
Yeah.
So this is breaking news. firefighters 85% of the time are not fighting fires.
Surprisingly not. You would think, well, it's amazing with new building constructions, especially down in Florida, sprinkler systems, people finding ways to be able to put out fires on their own, whether it's through extinguishers. But people have found a very good way to be able to prevent fires through proper construction. Wow. And then obviously in Florida for us, space heaters, we don't have anything like that. Most of your fires in Florida are going to be kitchen-based or cooking-based. So for us, you're going to go to EMT school first. Then you're going to go to fire school. So Florida, every place is a little bit different. With Florida, you actually have to put yourself through fire school and EMT school, then apply for a fire department, and then you can be hired for most of the departments that are going to be there. Places like New York, you can be picked up just straight off the street. So a citizen can apply, and then FDNY will put you through all of their processes or the surrounding departments.
Is that because it's more in demand here?
No, it's just the way that the different strategies, there's some ways to do it. Every place is going to have their own way of doing it. And
I'm curious because in medical school, you go through medical school, you pay your way, so expensive. And then we have something that's known as the match, where you rank certain programs and then they rank students that they like.
Yeah.
And sometimes you don't match, and that's heartbreaking because now you have nowhere to go and you spend all this money. Does that happen where you put yourself through the schools and then no one picks you up?
Yes.
No way. Oh my God.
Yeah. So I got hired in 2008. It was during the hiring freeze. Okay. My mom still talks about this today. So I get through fire. I put myself through EMT, through paramedic school, then through fire school. I graduate fire school. At my closing ceremony, this incredible guy comes up. He starts, it's a chief. He starts giving this a speech. He's like, ladies and gentlemen, it's 2008. This many firefighters have died in the line of duty over the last year, and you are in the worst hiring freeze that we've ever heard of. Good luck.
Yeah. Was this meant to be inspirational?
I don't know, bro. But like all of us are like, oh no, this is not.
That would have been a good orientation speech to weed out people who aren't serious, maybe.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, so what are you thinking in that moment?
Crap. Is this? So my instructor, a great guy named Kerry Weiss. He's the day before graduation. He says, hey, listen, I work for a department. Or I'm retired from a department, Riviera Beach, and they're opening up their applications. They're actually closing the day after we graduate. So if you want, I would apply. And at the time, they were actually one of the lowest paid in South Florida. And a lot of people were like, I'm not going to go work for a place that it was $37,000 a year to be a firefighter. Not going to get paid a lot anyways. 70% of firefighters are actually volunteers, so most people are doing it for free. So I was like, you know what, man, I'm going to work anywhere and everywhere. So I applied. I actually got picked up. No one else in my class got hired for another 5 years after that.
Is it because you had the best grades, did the most push-ups? What are they grading you on?
All the above.
Really?
No.
No. Well, I don't know. That's what it's like in medical school.
Is that what in medical school?
Yeah.
By the way, the match thing, what is that? I'm curious.
Yeah.
Like, what does that feel like if you're like, I want to be a cardiologist or I want to be this, and they're like, no, you're going to be a podiatrist.
Yeah. Well, so you pick the two fields that don't necessarily participate in the match.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, specifically the two, because to be a cardiologist, you first have to match into internal medicine.
Okay.
And then once you finish your internal medicine residency, then you could do a fellowship in cardiology. And podiatry, they have their own medical school altogether.
Oh, okay.
So you pick the two that don't participate. So any other ones, like plastic surgery or surgery.
Okay.
Or what's another simple example? OBGYN.
Okay.
So if you want to go into those, generally, you have some sort of sense when you're putting names into the match process of who you like, where you did your electives. So they know you know them.
Okay.
There's kind of a understood boundary of, we can't tell you that we ranked you, but we really like you.
Okay.
And you already kind of know.
Yeah.
If you're not well liked and you did a really bad job on your electives and people are like, oh my God, I don't want to work with you, you can get into a bad place. So that's scary.
Yeah.
Because then we have something known as, God, is it called the scramble? I forgot the name of it. Clearly I didn't participate.
The crap show.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Where you have to then try and find spots, because just like students can go unmatched, spots can go unmatched. So programs that perhaps pay less desirable specialties, family medicine, will have openings.
Okay.
And then you can try and scramble into those openings. So literally program directors are calling students who didn't match. Students are calling program directors, presenting themselves, and hopefully finding a situation where they can get into a program. But if they don't, off year, you have to go do some research, maybe take a long vacation and hope you match the following year.
That's crazy.
Yeah. And imagine now you're like 300,000 in debt.
I was going to say, holy crap.
Yeah.
With us, like, so that's a lot of the issues right now with places where you have to put yourself through the schooling in order to get picked up. Because, EMT school is $5,000, depending on where you go to fire school. EMT school is somewhere between 3 to 6 months. It depends on if you're going full-time or part-time. I was 3 months. Fire school is somewhere between 3 months to 6 months, again, full-time or part-time. And then for medic school, a lot of programs are going to be a year. You can do accelerated programs that are 9 months, but some people do 2-year-long programs. So
the whole length of it is about 2 years, plus
roughly,
minus?
yeah.
And the first part was 5,000. What's the total amount for those 2 years?
So when I went, it was about $8,000 to go to medic school. Okay. I just happened to be looking at some of that stuff recently. Some places are $25,000 to go to medic school. $15,000 would be about your average.
And to go earn $37,000?
Nothing. I think the starting pay here for a medic is $43,000 a year or $45,000 a year.
Wow.
I mean, that's nothing in the state of New York. No, it's not. I mean, when I became a medic, I was making $12 an hour. So there's...
How many years ago was that when you started?
That was 19 years ago, 18 years ago.
Do you know any idea what that number is now?
It's still somewhere around like the $18 to $20 range. It's not a lot of money for...
Yeah, I mean, you think you become a barista, it's similar pricing.
Yes.
And you don't have to risk your life.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. And then, okay, so I was saying it kind of jokingly, but is it serious that they grade you based, like how do they decide who they're taking? What is the logic there?
So what's great is that most of the processes are going to be relatively long. So you're going to do an application process. That's all your basic stuff, your name, date of birth, all the fun stuff, your certifications that you're going to have. We require something called a CPAT there to make sure that you're physically able to do the job itself.
I do those in my hospital. Yeah.
Do you really?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. So hold on. You mean like it's a physical?
Yeah.
So I perform those physicals on firefighters.
It's a candidate physical ability test.
Yeah.
So.
Well, no. That's different physical.
Okay.
I do the physical where I listen to heart lungs.
Oh, yeah.
Do the
We do that later.
The
Yeah.
PFTs and all that stuff, which actually kind of bothers me to some degree because a lot of it is a corporate contract with the city or town or fire department. And I end up doing tests that I would never do on a young person.
Yeah.
Because it's a legality. Like I'm doing stress tests on young folks and I'm like, dude, you exercise. That is it. But you have to do it based on the rules. Did you have to do any of that?
Oh yeah,
stuff?
Okay. So you'll do that. You'll do the application. You'll make sure that you have your CPAT. Then when you put that in, what's new now is the social media piece of it. It's like because they're doing full background checks.
Are they trying to see who has the most followers?
Yeah. I mean, yes. No, God, could you imagine? No, a lot of times they're like, I don't want that person.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. No, they just want to make sure there's nothing ridiculous going on. I mean, if you are,
so they request your social handles, or they find them on their own.
No, they're going to request and tell us that there's a department. I won't name it, but a department that I applied for while I was waiting to hear back from my department. It was the application. Then I did the physical piece of it a written test. And the written test, I was surrounded by, mind you, this was the hiring freeze. There was nobody around.
Right.
So I was surrounded by about 3,000 other applicants. It was absolutely insane.
For how many positions?
About
dozens?
20 positions.
Yeah.
Oh it's bad. Yeah. So
it's worse than medical school.
Dude, it was one of those where you sit down and you're like, holy crap, this is
So you're the best of the best. Like you're the finest. You're the Navy SEAL of a medic.
I wouldn't call me a Navy SEAL. Anyone watching this has met me, be like, please not a Navy SEAL. But so you go through that process. And this is for, again, a different department. But once you finish that piece, then you go through a physical test, which is, it took you about 2 hours to get through the full physical piece of it. It's search and rescue, finding a victim, stretching a line, knocking down hoses, extending a ladder, like all these different things. Once you pass that, they put you through a lie detector.
Wow.
Yeah, the lie detector to make sure.
And what do they ask you? Are you afraid?
No. Like, have you ever smoked marijuana? Yeah, the basic stuff. So they'll ask you that.
Which now they're probably not asking that question.
No, Florida still.
Really?
Yeah,
Okay.
you can get your medical marijuana card, but
Got it.
they just.
Well, in New York is crazy. Like every corner, it seems like.
I saw that.
Yeah.
That was crazy.
Yeah. It's still crazy for me. So.
Yeah, we'll talk about that in a minute. But once you did that, you had to do another interview panel. Then you did another lie detector test to make sure that you didn't lie on anything in between there. Like, it's just huge. So some places really want to make sure that they're hiring the best of the best, which is obviously great. My department was an interview. With an interview panel, they went through a bunch of questions. Then I had to do an interview with the chief, make sure that I was good for the job, and then they signed me
Wow,
on.
what a multi-step process.
Yeah.
That's incredible. Did you worry about any of that application process through it?
Not really. I mean,
You were just like, I am who I am.
yeah, that thankfully that's kind of the way I've lived most of my life. Is just I am who I am. I've tried to grow. I've tried to become a little more focused internally and make sure that I'm taking care of my own mental health, and then as well as other people. Just my wife is about to get her master's degree in family therapy, so
Nice.
it's very cool.
Okay.
Yeah.
What is the difference? And this is my lack of knowledge, so I apologize on that behalf. Paramedic, EMT, people say, don't you ever say ambulance driver, but then in some places they have someone dedicated to drive the ambulance. So
Yes.
what is the difference? How does one understand the difference? And
Yeah.
take me through that journey.
No, of course. So ambulance driver is just, or they call it stretcher fetchers. That's my favorite one. So ambulance driver is going to be a basic transport companies to where there's no real medical knowledge needed. Maybe just a first responder certificate or something like that. They're just picking up patients and bringing them back to maybe a nursing facility or something like that they're literally putting them in a wheelchair and putting them in. EMT, 3-month-long course, very basic parts of. I keep looking right at that camera, by the way. So,
So the audience knows.
but your real basic knowledge. So like how to help someone administer oxygen or help them use an EpiPen, stuff like that. And then for paramedics, you are now, and we're always operating under some medical director, but we're now administering medications. We are intubating people. It's the advanced level. So basic level and advanced level. There's an intermediate, an EMTI that's in between there. That's in some states. I'm not sure if New York is one of them, but Florida, we don't recognize it. So with that, you're still able to intubate, I believe, and still have a basic host of like cardiac medications that you're allowed to give. But it just depends. Like we're able to crike people. We're able to, yeah.
How many times have you cranked someone?
0, and I'm good with that.
Okay. Yeah. I was on a plane scenario where there was a medical emergency, and I was worried that if the EpiPen didn't work or the epinephrine didn't work, I would have to. And I didn't do one on a human yet, only on the little models. So I'm like, I don't want to do this with a pen.
No, dude.
Because there's nothing sharp on the plane.
God. So when you finish, so you go through paramedic school, then you get hired, and then you have to go through a preceptor program. Depending on what department you're working for, it could be a year long, but they essentially run you through their own protocols. They make sure you understand their stuff, and then you have a preceptor that follows you the whole time. At the end, you talk to a medical director. He just asks you some basic questions, make sure you're good. And went through all mine, and then he says, "Hey, what's the hardest part about criking somebody?" And I was like I started going through all this stuff. He's like, "Just making the decision, bro. That's the hardest part."
Yeah,
I was like, that's good.
That's like the tricky medical school question of like, what's the biggest risk factor for a heart attack?
Me?
Yeah. What do you think?
I don't know.
Having a past heart attack.
Look at you.
Yeah, well, that's what it's always like some obvious answer.
I was going to say
look at the years that I have.
yeah.
No, but that's what we always say. We're like smoking, diabetes, high cholesterol.
Yeah.
And like all those things are important, obviously. But if you just had one, that really raises your risk for having another.
Have you seen that guy? He's on TikTok. He always starts off his TikTok. He's a double board certified cardiologist, and you would enjoy it. If I find him, I'll send it to you. This guy is hysterical to me because we were talking before we got on here, like people that like start talking and I'm like, I don't know. I'm in the medical field. I have zero clue what you just said. But when he talks, bro, he sounds like he has just been punched in the face by stupid people that don't
Midlife crisis?
No, it's like Dr. Blitz or something like that. But
wow.
he always
I thought I knew every doctor on social media.
So you probably know he's like, He's like, hey, what's going on? Double board certified cardiologist, Dr. Blitz here. And like, every time he's just like, and he's always like, all right, Jesus, I can't believe I got to say this again. Like, he's just
I've
so
seen
tired.
the guy, I wish I knew what his position was. I think he's an exercise physiologist, maybe PhD, and he discusses topics surrounding exercise and fitness, but he says, describing it as if I have CTE.
Okay.
Have you seen that?
Yes.
Okay, yeah.
That dude is so
that's
funny.
great, yeah.
You need sodium? No.
Yeah.
Yes.
Honestly, sometimes I watch, I go, okay, yeah, this is how I learn too. It's true though, in order to understand complex topics, you have to break it down simply.
Yes.
So
Yeah, 100%.
if you could do it
man.
with a little humor, that adds on to the
That's all I deal in is humor. Whenever I'm teaching people anything,
Right.
I've been lucky enough to be able to make some good CPR videos, and you and I got to talk about that Guinness Book of World Records you just took.
Was it yours?
No,
Oh.
dude. No. God, could you imagine? No, that was very cool, man. So
Yeah.
I own a comedy CPR company.
No way.
Yeah, I teach people how to do CPR, use AEDs, basic first aid,
Okay.
all through comedy. So it's all through stand-up comedy for an hour and a half, 2 hours, 3 hours, depending on how long the class
Wow.
is. And it's so much fun. I started
is
teaching a long time ago, and I just watch these people like as I'm like, so you're going to push on someone's chest, and you're going to feel a lot of crunching, and they're like, what the? No?
Yeah.
Like, so you just removing all the fears and everything.
Yeah.
It's just such a good time to be able to teach people in the right way. And it was very cool that I'm sure you made it a blast, man.
I would love to see how you do that because we did a live tour and part of our live tour is kind of an improv variety show.
Yeah.
And one of the sequences was teaching people if they can keep the 100 beats per minute on
Yeah.
average for a 2-minute span. And then you bring up kids on stage and they all have their mannequin that counts. And then
Yeah.
we see who won and we give them an award. But it's like, people are so way off.
Oh, yeah.
They underestimate what 2 minutes is. So I'm running around
Yeah.
with the microphone while they're going. The music's playing. It's kind of a
Yeah.
vibe. But I'm curious how you do it.
That's so fun.
Yeah.
I just try to interject as much humor as possible to be able to remove the
fear, intimidation.
Yeah, and all because I say so. 20 years I've been in the medical field. Last week we have a code. This guy, we believe he vagaled out, passed out on the toilets. We pull him out.
What does a code mean to you?
It's cardiac arrest.
Wow. Okay.
What's a code to you? Well, because you're in the hospital.
we
you-
have- yeah,
code
different
blue,
code
code
blues.
red.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Sorry, we just call it a code. Yeah. Everything's a code. We only have one code.
But wait, so he vasovagaled
Uh-huh.
and then his heart stopped?
We believe he vagaled.
Or they thought it was a cardiac arrest, so they called the code, but it turned out he just vagaled.
No, he was. I think he vagaled out, fell off the toilet, hit his head. Then
cardiac arrest.
and he actually had a history just 3 weeks ago of being cardioverted, going in and out of stable
AFib.
VTAC. Yeah.
Oh, VTAC. Okay.
Yeah. So so we get there, we pull him out, we start doing CPR on him. He doesn't have a pulse, but he still has agonal breathing. He still has agonal respirations. And put him on the monitor, and he's in VFib. We have to defibrillate him. But I can tell you, dude, 20 years I've been doing this, man. And 20 years in, it is still uncomfortable for me to see somebody doing something that is normally a life sign. Watching that and being like, well, we just got a shock. I'm just weld him. Within 2 minutes, he had a viable rhythm and he was good to go. But I mean, now imagine teaching that to someone who has never done this in their life. Like they've never pushed on someone's chest and heard ribs cracking and
Right.
or dislocating from the sternum, however you want to look at it. And like trying to remove that fear is so difficult. So I do the basic stuff, like their heart's not beating and they're not breathing. What are they?
Yeah, BLS.
Yeah, and everyone says,
Did
"Well,
they get
they're
a
good."
certification after?
Oh yeah.
Wow,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
so cool. Okay.
It's a blast, man. I love it, dude. And then it's so funny you do that trying to keep people on beat. Because I always say the three biggest things people do wrong is one, the trampoline effect. They like bounce off
rebound?
their chest. Or the rabbit effect. It tends to be just men. They go way too fast, not deep enough. Like, even when I teach that, there's still a guy that gets on there. He's like, I got this, bro. I'm like, all right, slow down, bro.
Also, the guys love to do the tricep flex.
Yes.
So they're doing like the tricep extension. I'm like, bro, this is not a close grip. Like, this is not what this is. Yeah, I would say those are frequently. Obviously, if I was your chief that was interviewing you, I would say the real mistake that people make is they don't do it.
Yes. God, you're so good, man. This guy's media trained, I'm telling you.
Okay, so then EMT, well, transport, EMT, EMTI, paramedic. Is there anything above?
No, not for us.
Okay,
not in
okay.
our field.
So
Yeah. Once you become a paramedic, then that's.
And then you become a paramedic. How does the firefighter angle kick in?
So in Florida, if you want to do first response, at least in my area, South Florida, you need to be a firefighter and a paramedic. Just because of the response models, it's the only thing that's really going to make sense in that area. So we can have that dual response. And as a firefighter, we're not just, I know I say it's only 15%, and obviously depends on the day, but
15%.
What I said, yeah, for fires and so on and so forth. But that 15% would be like active structure fires or car fires. But for that fire piece of it, we're also doing extrications. We're doing gas leaks, water leaks. We're doing pretty much anything that.
Do you ever have to bring like the jaws of life?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, tell me about that.
Yeah. Dude, I gotta, at some point in time, man, I can get you out to this place, man. We'll do extrications. We'll put you through full firefighting stuff. We'll let you do it all, man.
Oh my God, I spend a day as a firefighter would be a great video.
We'll do it. Yeah. I can definitely
comment down below if you want to see that. Okay, sorry.
It's just gonna be yes. But you're the number one tag in most of my videos. They're like, Dr. Mike. I'm like, this is about prostate issues. What are you tagging Dr. Mike?
Dr. Mike is gonna come in.
So anytime someone's in a motor vehicle accident, a lot of people don't know with modern vehicles, they have crumple zones. They want vehicles to compress.
Right.
Yeah, we want to limit the amount of inertia that's moving into the patient itself. So when we roll up there, we have to be able to, so a lot of people think we just start ripping open doors, but there's a huge process. We have to do a full 360 around the vehicle, make sure there's no gas or fuel leaking around it. If there is, we pull an 1.75 inch line out or a fire hose. Then we're going to stabilize the vehicle. So we put blocks of wood underneath the vehicle
so it
itself.
Doesn't collapse on someone. I saw that happen here in New York not too long ago.
The one that was on its side?
Yes.
That's a whole different. I'm just talking about basic. Like, yeah,
okay, got it.
Yeah, we're putting up struts and different stuff for that. That I saw that video. That is crazy.
So
man.
scary.
It really is. Yeah. But for that, we'll throw some wood down. We pop.
You know that was on this block.
Was it really?
Mm-hmm.
Holy crap!
Yeah.
I think everyone survived that one, right?
Do you know which video I'm talking about, right?
When they were building.
Well, right over here? No. It was not the building. It was a car flipped over and it was sitting on its side and then falling on the firefighter. Maybe you can Google it and see if you could find it.
Yeah, I think I saw. I think he was good. Everything we do as firefighters and paramedics, there's always some inherent danger within it. And those situations are super, super dangerous. That's why when you see us pull up, people want us to move as fast as possible. They want us to get in there, get the person out, but we need to make sure that they're safe. Yes.
Do you have any good taglines? Like I know in racing, we do like slow is smooth, smooth is fast.
That's exactly. We say that in firefighting.
Okay.
Yeah, 100%. We say that too. That like, just please don't die. That's not good for anybody.
Don't die. Okay. So you have to stabilize the scene. You have to do all this. But like, what's the actual process like when you do cut someone out? Does it feel good?
Oh yeah. I mean, dude, you're working with probably the biggest tools you're ever going to work with in your life. It's an incredible process. You created what's called a purchase point in the door itself. So you can use Halligans or whatever you would need at the time. You could even use the tips of the tools. But we need to be able to open up that door enough to where we can get the spreaders inside of there and spread it open. There's a bolt inside of there, a bolt that's holding that door on, and we can't just spread it off there without making sure that we're doing it properly. Because if we just catch the outside of the door
you just
itself,
mangle everything.
Yes, exactly. Just mangle it worse. What we'll do is called delamination. You just start peeling the door off. It doesn't get the person out. We have a relatively short amount of time that we need to get that victim out. 10 minutes is typically the goal that we're trying to go for.
When you arrive at a scene like that, obviously you're evaluating the scene for safety. You're doing all these checklist factors in your mind. Are you ever worried about your own life?
Not, I mean, we always make sure, at least something we tell lay rescuers, like the most important person on scene is you. Like we always want to make sure that we're as safe as possible when we get there, not because we value ourselves over other people, because when you become a firefighter.
Well, you do.
Yeah. No,
you should.
Yeah. We value ourselves not getting injured or hurt, because if we become a victim, we now have two victims there.
Exactly.
And it distracts everybody from the scene. That's something we have to tell new probationary firefighters. Like, dude, don't just kick a door open, introduce oxygen, have a backdraft, or create a flashover environment, stuff like that. Make sure that whatever we're doing, we stay safe, so we don't have to divert people to make sure that you're okay now.
That's like the main reason why when the governor will come on and say there's a state of emergency, don't go on the roads, because now you're putting first responders at risk if something happens to you, right?
Yes.
That's the same logic?
Yes.
Yeah.
When you sign up to be a firefighter, none of us want to die. Like, we're not suicidal.
Yeah.
But we have the understanding that if you have to make the ultimate sacrifice, make sure you're doing it in the way that makes sense. You didn't just do it because you made a stupid decision.
Is that actually discussed in the classroom? Wow.
Your job is to save lives.
Yeah.
And you need to do it the most efficient way. Make sure that, because like I said, if we're going into a structure that's on fire, there's an inherent risk. There's an inherent risk that that entire structure may flash over. Yeah, the floor collapses, stuff like that. So make sure you're making the proper decisions, that you don't put yourself in a greater risk where you will get injured. But if you do have to go in there, you are putting yourself at risk. But just make sure you make the proper choices to go in there.
Yeah. What are the most common reasons or scenarios that a firefighter gets hurt?
It depends on the situation. It can be lack of training or a poor decision in the moment. But there's a lot of times we just don't see something that's, something, an object that's in the house that's on fire that we're not aware of, a chemical that's in there that we're not aware of. But it just really depends on the situation. A fire deteriorates a lot faster than we thought it might have, so people get injured. But building collapse is a big one. Roof collapses are a big one.
When you go into a burning building, what is the mindset and what is the equipment that you have to protect you in that moment?
So obviously our bunker gear is going to be the number one thing that's going to stop us.
That's
from
like
getting
the big jackets.
Yes, the big jackets, everything that we're wearing to go in there. Then we have,
so that's fireproof.
It's not fireproof. It's fire resistant is what we're going to call it. Yeah. Anything can be set on fire in case you're wondering.
So there's a time that you can experience a fire and it's not going to burn your skin? Or
direct flame impingement is what we would really say. Again, it depends on the environment, how hot it is, how fast it's moving, but it depends on the situation. A flashover environment, that's when all combustibles in the house have set on fire. A lot of people don't know this, but smoke is just unburned chemical or unburned combustibles. So flashover is when all of those combustibles have now set on fire. So you go from, we'll say, an average of 500 to 800 degrees inside of a structure to now it's upwards of 1,500, 2,000 degrees. So thermal layering is what happens in a fire. So the hottest environment's going to be at the top, and that's why we tell you people when we're escaping from a fire, stay as low as possible. You're going to stay away from the smoke. Most people that die in fires, they don't die from the flames or the heat. They die from smoke inhalation.
Really?
Mm-hmm. And they tend to die.
Is that because they're spending a lot of time in that environment? They're trapped there?
They're trapped. They're just trying to get out. I mean, that's why smoke detectors are so important, man. Like early detection. You're sleeping in your bed, close before you doze, like the basic things. If you close your door before you go to sleep, especially with your children, if there is an environment where there's a fire, smoke has now spread throughout the house. They're saying fires are now producing 200 times more smoke than they were 60 years ago because of polyesters, lithium batteries, so on and so forth. Wow. But if they do happen to wake up and there is smoke alarms going off, the door is closed, their room is not filled with smoke. So they can feel the door with the back of their hand. We always feel with the back. We don't want to feel the front of our hand. If we burn our palm, then it's going to be a bad situation for us. So they feel if it's super hot, then they can shelter in place. When they call 911, we'll do what's called a VES. We'll assume no matter what floor you're on, but we'll break the window, we'll go in, grab you, isolate the room, and then we'll get out. But in those situations, it's just making sure you stay as low as possible so you can avoid the smoke. But for us with firefighting, again, the gear depends on how old it is or what's going on, but it's designed to keep the heat from hurting us, allowing us to get as deep as possible. And then there's some schools of thought that saying our gear is so good now, it lets us get too deep into pockets of fire.
Too deep? Wow. So are you going in with an oxygen canister as well?
So,
and are you using that the whole time?
Yeah, it's an SCBA. It's self-containing breathing apparatus. So it has just regular air in it, 21% oxygen, all the fun stuff.
How long does it last?
It depends. So ours are 4,500 PSI bottles. So they're roughly somewhere between 30 to 45 minutes. If you're like an absolute stud, you're in the greatest shape ever.
Use less.
You can use less, yeah. You'll be within that range. But some people will suck a bottle down like that, 15 minutes, it's gone.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. I would definitely suck it down in 15 minutes.
That's
my
like you're in
vibe.
shape.
No. I'm oxygen hungry. This brain be using that too.
But yeah, we'll go in with that. So there's typically two people that are showing up to fires. I mean, with firefighters, there's multiple different types of roles that are showing up. Command officer, someone that's going to be there running the entire scene, giving people their tasks or their jobs that they need to perform, letting dispatch know what's going on, giving or updates on how we're doing. Then you have someone that's going to be forcing entry if the front door is locked. So that's where the Halligans and the axes come in. We can bust doors open. That's exciting. We can let you do that if you be a firefighter for a day. A blast, dude.
That'd be fun.
Yeah, it's fun. And then people that are on the nozzle. Then you have people that are 360ing the building.
Is the
around.
nozzle as impossible to control as they make it seem in movies?
No, everything in the movies is.
Everything.
Not everything, but yeah.
So it's controllable.
Oh, very controllable.
You can one hand the nozzle?
So what's great about this is the techniques that you learning how to advance hoses properly. We don't hold you see where like the hoses have the little pistol grip on the bottom where they hold that?
Yeah.
No one is holding that pistol grip.
Why?
It's doesn't make any sense. It's completely uncomfortable. And what it does is if you're trying to hold the piece that has the most pushback, the most pressure back on top of you, eventually as you're moving your way into a fire, because we need to advance that line in, it's going to start to force its way back. So now this is very uncomfortable, and it's not appropriate for me to be able to rotate and spray and do whatever I need to do. So what we'll teach you is how to keep the nozzle out in front of you, and then you can just hold the base of the hose itself. And that becomes very, very, very manageable. And then you can spin it or do whatever you need to do in the process.
Does the person who's in charge of the nozzle have their own?
Yes.
Like, this is mine. Don't use my nozzle.
No, it's not there. That'd be freaking awesome. Mike, did you use Jim's nozzle? No, it's on the truck. So most of your engines are going to have what we call pre-connects. So you'll have a front bumper line. Then we have two pre-connects that come off the side, and then larger diameter hoses that'll go from there. But yeah, the nozzle guy that goes in, he is in charge of that nozzle. Typically have someone backing him up. The joke is that everyone wants to be on the nozzle because that's the most exciting part. Yeah,
Okay.
dude, you'll understand if you do it, man. Like you're going in, when you become a firefighter, that's what we want to break stuff, appropriately to help people. But we want to go in there and slay the dragon. We want to fight fire. Like that's what we're here for. We're here to stop fire from spreading and save lives. And with rookies or new probationary firefighters, they'll get up there. They have to put their mask on so they don't inhale any smoke, and they'll put the nozzle down, and that's a big no-no.
Yeah.
We're gonna take that from you. So another guy will run up and take it and run inside.
So let's run a training scenario. Yeah. I am on the second floor of my home. I smell fire. There's smoke everywhere. Maybe not so bad because my door is closed. Dogs are loose.
Okay.
I touch the handle. It's hot. Back of my hand. Do I open a window and run out and fall? Take the.
You're on the second story.
Yeah.
You're gonna call 911.
Okay.
Do you have an escape ladder? That's what I'm gonna ask. You don't have an escape ladder.
No, but I can tuck and roll.
You can tuck and roll.
No.
Have you ever fallen from a second story?
No.
Don't do that, dude. You're gonna call 911. You're gonna shelter in place. You're gonna if the dogs are out. I have a dog, a Yorkie. I love him, man. He's such a cool dog. He wakes me up every morning like he's a stud. I actually think he expects me to rub him every morning. He's like, come on, let's go. And it would be very hard for me not to run out and try to find my dog if he wasn't in the room with us. Pets are really good, man. They understand danger. They understand where they should and should not be. So they will do their best to find a place where they can survive or at least be good enough until we can show up there. If the dog is scratching at the door, open up the door, get your dog inside, and then we'll go from there. But if you don't know, don't go venturing off. There's a good chance. We've had people escape from fires and then go back in to grab books, and they perish in the fire. Yeah, books or personal items.
Happened?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
No way.
Yeah, and it's super unfortunate.
And is that you were already on scene when that happens?
No, we arrived on scene. They had already self-extricated, and then we get there. They had gone back inside, and now we're going in to get them. Yeah.
Wow.
So second story.
So you're never running back in.
Don't run back in the house. No, once you're out. So
what if your child's in there?
Is your child in a room by themselves with the room locked? Look, when we say touch the door, if you touch the door and it is scalding your hands, like it is so hot, you can see flames coming out from underneath the door. It doesn't matter how much you want to save your kid. When you open up that door, you're going to die. Like there's no way you're going to make it out into that hallway. If flames are that bad, but if your child's door is closed, we've called 911. Hey, my child's on the backside of my house, second story. We're going to immediately pull up. We're going to get ladders, or if we can put an aerial out there, then we're going to try to get your child as quickly as possible. But you
wetting towels, putting them at the door jamb, covering yourself with them, all that's useless.
No, you're not going to die. You're not in that situation. If there's flames blowing out from the door, then yeah, it's going to be bad. But smoke inhalation is that big issue. When you go out there, those fumes are extremely toxic. You're inhaling all the polyesters, all the whatever lithium stuff is on fire.
I have 2 air purifiers in my room. Bad idea to turn them on.
I mean,
because they would suck air into the room, but they would also be cleaning the smoke.
They would be.
So I don't know. What is the strategy?
You're going to die.
So don't even think about that.
Here's what I'll tell you. Average response time for my area is 6 to 8 minutes. Sometimes we're even faster than that. Your average response time for most places, assuming you live in a city, is going to be somewhere between 6 to 10 minutes. Fire spreads extremely quickly. If you're in a room by yourself, or if you're in a room and you are safe, stay in that room. Do not try to get out of that room. Open up the window. We're going to get ladders there. We'll get you out.
So opening up the window doesn't create that pulling in effect?
Obviously wait until we get there.
Okay, got it.
I'm sorry, yes. But I mean, dude, towels underneath the door is totally fine. Take your sheet on your bed, put it underneath there so no smoke's making it in there.
What if there is already so much smoke in the room? Can you then open the window?
I would open the window. And do we have a balcony there? Is there a roof I can go on? Like if you're starting to choke, then yes, let's get outside of that. It's really hard to make
of course, because there's so many variables in this scenario.
Yeah, it's like me saying my chest hurts. And you're like, well, what do you mean?
Do a telemedicine.
Dude, I can't imagine being a physician during that telemedicine piece, man.
It's really hard. And honestly, the private equity world that we live in, they're like, oh, we should just do telemedicine for all of it. Like, why do you even need hospitals? Dude, try and evaluate someone's pain virtually.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, touch this.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. That person has never touched 2,000 stomachs before, or abdomen. So it's really difficult.
That's fun when you say it like that.
Yeah, I'm trying to make
I've touched 2,000 stomachs.
I'm trying to think how many patients I've seen. I think to graduate, you need something like 5,000 encounters outpatient.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, the numbers are huge. Like
that's crazy.
Yeah, you need a lot of.
Well, I would want that.
Maybe not 5,000.
I would want you to. Be very.
There's competency standards that these organizations set for us, but it's thousands of patients.
Yeah,
and this is my 12th year, so it's a lot of patients.
How old are you?
Yeah, 36.
You're 36.
Yeah.
God, it must be nice to not look 36.
You don't think I look 36?
No, dude. No way.
I was going to say, I think I'm falling apart. Maybe I just feel 36.
Yeah, dude.
How old are you?
I'm 40. I just turned 43.
Oh, okay. So the same age.
Yeah. I woke up on my 40th, swear to God, I had my 40th birthday. I wake up and my ankle was killing me. Or my heel was killing me. And I was like, I didn't do anything. I didn't exercise excessively the day before, nothing. And
did you rest it on something hard?
No, I was just sleeping in a bed.
So you went to bed, no pain, woke up, no pain.
You see, he's trying to diagnose me right now.
No, but I like
radiate anywhere.
These interesting diagnoses because I'll sometimes develop weird stuff and I'm like, oh, it's because I laid my heel on something plastic for an hour while playing a game. And I go, never put my heel on something plastic because bone on a hard surface doesn't like that.
What game you play?
Overwatch.
Oh.
You know it?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow, no one knows the game. Every time I say it, they're like, what the hell is it? I also sim race. And on the sim, the thing's really hard. So if I'm lazy and I don't put on a shoe, oh boy, my feet hurt the next day. So those are old people problems.
Yeah.
Okay, so we have this scenario for me. Luckily for me, my house has a sprinkler system.
So my townhouse does as well.
Okay, so does that mean I'm good?
You should be good, bro. Sprinklers are incredible, right? That's the purpose of them, is to stop the fire from spreading into additional areas. So if that pops off, then 100%.
And when a sprinkler system pops off, does it pop off everywhere?
No, those are just like deluge systems is what those are called. You just don't see those anymore. But sprinklers, no, they're just a bunch of different types of sprinklers, or at least the heat that they go off at. There's a little glass vial inside of there. Once it reaches a certain temperature, it expands. There's a plug inside, it pops out. The fun part, though, is what's inside of that sprinkler system.
What's water? Is it gross, you mean?
Every other one has gasoline. I'm just kidding. That's not true. No, it's water, but that water has has a metric ton of sediment in it. So like when it goes off, it's just straight black water coming out of there.
But why
black
does it
and
have so
brown
much?
water.
Because it's been sitting.
It's just been sitting there, and stuff coming off the pipes. Which obviously in a fire, who cares? Everything's it needs to be put out. But I've had multiple people put their hangers. They'll go to hang
I see that
clothing
in the
up.
hotels. They always have the sign.
Yes,
Yeah.
and there's so many people. I mean, and this is
Call to action. Do not put a hanger on a
please
sprinkler.
do not put a hanger. You're talking. It depends on the sprinkler, 6 to 12 gallons per minute coming out of this thing. Your house is destroyed. It is flooded. Everything. Yeah. Not
Are you tearing the house up after that?
We're not doing anything.
But I'm saying, like, as a person.
It depends. Yeah, if it's flooded through to the floor below, depending on what's going on. Absolutely.
Okay, so we talked about the trajectory to become a firefighter, a paramedic, EMT, EMTI. You have a child. I'm speaking in hypotheticals. You have a child, or you are a child, and you're watching this, and they or you want to become a firefighter. Are you going to try to say, don't do it?
No, do it, man. Greatest job on the face of the planet.
Really?
I'm telling you. It's. I was a mechanic before I started doing this. My father was a mechanic. I told him I want to be a mechanic. He said, please don't become a mechanic. Not for two reasons. One, he's like, it's not as lucrative as it was when he was a mechanic, and he managed to move his way up. And he's like, you don't have the attention span to be a mechanic, which inevitably became true. But when I went to EMT school after being a mechanic for 2 years, it was incredible. I'm sure it's the same way that you felt the first time you really started learning about human anatomy and the body and just the way it works. And I was like, this is incredible. This is so cool. And then fire school was the same thing, just on a different level. This like, dude, I get to break things in half. And I get to hang out with some of the greatest people I've ever met. I don't know how it is in the physician world, but like, we show up on shift. We're there for 24 hours. There's a bunch of different schedules, 24 on, 48 out. Some do 48 on, 96 off, that kind of thing. But you get into this job to save lives, and you stay in it for the brotherhood and the sisterhood that you get. Like some of the greatest guys I've ever met, I get to sit around a table. They say all the world's problems have been solved around the firehouse table. Like it's amazing, dude. It's such a good time. I would tell anybody at any point in time, you get to save lives. You get to interact with people. You get to find real human interaction. Sometimes the greatest medicine in the world is just holding somebody's hand and saying, hey man, what can I do to help you? And that I've loved every single second of it. It's been so cool.
Do you guys slide down the fire pole still?
Yeah, I do. Yeah,
You do? You have it?
We built 2 brand new stations.
But it's kind of falling out of favor.
Yeah, because it hurts people.
You guys end up needing to have to give care to your own?
Dude.
What happens? People
do twisted ankles. Like, yeah. All right. So the first pole I ever got to, or fire pole I got to go down, was in Shreveport, Louisiana.
Okay.
And I want to say theirs is 30 feet up. I want to say it's 3 stories or
That's
something like
high.
that. Dude, I looked at, they're like, you want to slide down? I'm like, sure, bro. And they open it up. I'm like, well, I'm good.
Are you gloved up when you do it?
No, you just slide down.
Ow.
Yeah. So I'm not a huge fan of heights. And when you're in fire school, and when I got hired at the fire department, that we have a 75-foot aerial ladder, and they put it up at a proper climbing angle, roughly 70%, or 70 degrees, and you have to climb straight up it.
With no like safety hook attached? Do
You'll
people get
have
hurt?
it.
Oh,
You'll
yeah.
have it, but when you get to the top, you hook in. Yeah.
Got it. So if you fall prematurely.
It's been fun.
Wow. Okay. So you're going down this 30-foot pole. What happened?
So I'm going out Thursday. It was one of those like, and I got like 12 guys watching me. It's a huge fire station, and they're like, "Come on,
So you're
buddy,
like, I
just
can't
jump
chicken
down."
out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
oh my god, I locked it. I was just. You're supposed to be somewhat relaxed, and I was just like all the way down, dude.
Blistering your hands down. Oh,
so terrifying,
no.
man.
Okay.
Yeah.
So lots of injuries from the fire pole.
We still do it. It's much faster than going down the stairs. And
How much faster?
um,
Like there's
you're probably
10
talking
seconds.
10 seconds, something like that. Yeah.
But it's probably also real estate wise a good choice because stairs require a lot of room.
There's some people doing fire slides. So instead of the pole, they'll just put a slide in and you just slide down.
That sounds more fun.
Oh my God.
More
dude.
safe.
I would be asking for calls.
You're like, jump in. And how many calls on a shift do you normally get?
It depends. I've had calls where we call them goose eggs and never single call the entire shift. And then I've had calls where we've run 26 calls in a 24-hour period.
Wow.
Yeah.
So because a lot of these are not fire, what are the calls?
EMS-based calls. So chest pain, shortness of breath, seizures, cardiac arrest, all the fun stuff. And then car accidents, like I said, the no fire piece is just structure fires are diminishing, at least in South Florida because of or in a lot of areas. But again, when you move into the winter periods or you go into places that, are wood frame structures, a buddy of mine works, or a couple of friends of mine work for a city called Rockford. They'll have 3 or 4 structure fires in a day. So
wow.
Yeah, it just depends on the area. But for us, it's going to be mainly those EMS based calls.
And I'm sure we have a lot of manufacturing facilities. Those probably are very high risk and huge probably when they happen.
So the area that I work in is everything: $1 million structures, low income housing, highways. I told you before we got on here, we'll go with the Coast Guard every once in a while on a 3-mile trip out to a cruise ship, which is a blast every single time. Those guys are nuts, bro.
Really?
Oh my God. Because they're just so comfortable they're good. They're very good at their job. And they're so comfortable on these boats. And it's always 3 a.m. whenever this happens. We get toned out, we're half asleep, we get on there and like, all right guys, you ready? And we're like, yeah, sure. But 6-foot waves, we're just jumping over this stuff, and they're like, we're good. For a very long time, we would get the boat, the Coast Guard boat, right next to the cruise ship, and we would have to time the waves, and we would jump onto the cruise ship. And
wait, so you're doing fire rescues on a cruise ship?
Not fire rescue. We're going out for medical patients.
Medical
Yeah,
patients.
They'll call us because we have to bring them in because they can't come in. So they'll treat the patient, then we'll get them, and then we'll bring them in and bring them to a local hospital.
So currently, we're in the midst of a hantavirus outbreak on a cruise ship. What were you called to a cruise ship for?
A couple cardiac arrests I've had. A lot of either broken bones or minor injuries, stuff that they can't treat. Something major enough to where they can't treat it or stay on the ship. So we just need to bring them to a local hospital to be able to get checked out.
What if there's a fire on a cruise ship?
They have, dude, their entire crews are trained to fight fire.
Wow.
Yeah.
So they have fire extinguishers, hoses, the works.
Yeah. And I would imagine there's levels of it, but they have rescue teams on there that is what they do. Let me tell you why I don't want to fight a fire on a cruise ship or on a boat.
How come?
Those are horrendous. Think about it.
There's water all around you.
Yeah, it is. But once it gets in the boat, that's a big problem. You're surrounded by metal. There's nowhere for that heat to go. It's just a big hot box. And then depending on where the fire is, so like I said, the thermal layering, heat's always at the top. If I have to go we don't have basements in Florida, but a lot of guys around these areas, they fight basement fires. They're walking.
Why are there no basements in Florida? Oh, flooding.
The water, yeah. I lived in a townhouse that had a basement. They just built it really above grade. They called it look at our basement. I'm like, I'm on a hill. This is not a basement.
This is the first floor.
Yeah. You have to go through all 3 layers of the heat before you can get to the fire itself. So it's super hot. So same thing on boats. Those are super dangerous.
Wow.
And yeah.
So you mentioned earlier that a lot of what you see on TV is wrong, especially when it comes to the nozzle. What do we know about firefighters that is not accurate?
Oh my God. That's a great question, Mike. I have to circle back to that.
You're like, because I know everything, so I don't need to deal with that.
I don't know. So I'll say this, and I don't know because you review a lot of the medical shows and stuff. There is that line where it is a show. They need to dramatize it. They need to they need to explain what they're looking at and dealing with, even if it's really outside of the way that a normal paramedic or 2 doctors would talk to each other. So the viewer can understand what's happening, and they need to dramatize stuff like fires or whatever it is. The only time that I'm like, what are you doing, is when they get the information just completely wrong, or they use the absolute wrong word for something. Like they're like, look at his knee, it's really bad. I'm like, Jesus, guys, come on.
The patella is dislocated.
Yeah, dude. So I think, my absolute favorite, lava in California or wherever it was, there's a volcano that explodes or something like that. A piece of magma shoots out and lands on this guy's chest.
Oh.
And it's melting through his chest. I'm not sure if you saw this one, but it's melting through his chest. She grabs the McGill forceps and tries to grab the lava, and it melts. It melts the metal.
Okay.
And I forget how they solved the problem. Oh, she used the laryngoscope blade, because laryngoscope blades have a,
Different metal.
50,000 degree melting point. It's melting on this guy's chest. I'm like, this dude's dead. His heart is literally cooking. He's got a hot pocket for a heart right now. But it's those things where I'm like, God, it's absolutely insane.
Which fire medical drama is the most and least accurate?
Tacoma FD was a comedy that came out from the guys from Super Troopers.
Okay.
Perfect, bro. Like the perfect,
Really?
yeah, just
Okay.
really good in-station humor. And let me tell you, it's really hard to get in-station humor to be acceptable. That was the only thing that kind of allowed me to gain any kind of popularity within the fire and EMS service was I didn't take what we say in the station. Like, because I know you when you're around your physician buddies, like you say stuff that if you ever said on this podcast,
Well,
they'd be like,
Nursing humor is some of the darkest
Yes.
humor ever. Like,
Yes.
You walk into a nursing station, you're like, what the hell am I hearing in here? But it's how you deal with dark moments and stress all the time.
Dude, I'm telling you, you don't, you get in this field and the one thing that I think we're doing so much better in the fire and EMS systems, and I think just as humans, is we are putting mental health on the forefront. When we're talking about it enough to where it's normal I had a probie. We go to a call, it's a deceased person. He walks in, he sees, and the guy's been deceased for a few days. It's something that's most people should never see. And back in the day when I started, if you saw that and someone was like, you all right, bro? I'm like, dude, that was really weird. They're like, buck up, buddy. Like, if you don't know how to handle this, screw you. Like, Jesus, dude.
Yeah.
So for us to be able to say, hey, man, to be vulnerable with someone and say like, hey, it's okay. Like most people will never see a dead person in their life, let alone that type of dead person. So putting that at the forefront, we now have a class when it comes to talking about mental health and just talking about the things that you feel and hear. And it's being really well received, which I think is very cool in the fire and EMS service.
What was it like the first time you lost someone in the field?
I think so. My first call was a woman who was in a car accident. She got hit on a highway, and she had like bilateral femur fractures. Like, like you want to talk about like green, dude. I ran up and grabbed the door. It was crushed. She needed to be extricated. I grabbed the door and started pulling on it, and one of the guys, I didn't have my coat on. Like I was just like, let's go, we're saving lives. And one of the guys like, what are you doing, bro? I was like, I'm so sorry. I'm just excited. So we ended up extricating her, but she ended up bleeding to death because I think her pelvis was fractured as well. I think that was my first like real experience with, oh crap, we can't save everybody. Like that's weird. Like that's what we believe. If we're there in time, if they're still breathing when we get there, we should be able to save them and get them to the hospital. But that was an interesting experience. And then I had two kids who flipped over in a car and ended up in a lake. And we had to swim down and grab these kids, which I learned that day.
Wow.
I can hold my breath for 8 seconds. That's
Not enough.
Not enough, dude.
Do you have that self-contained airway breathing kit?
No, you're just swimming down.
So you're not scubaing?
No, you're not scubaing. No, you're swimming down, trying to break windows and get people out. Okay. And we got them both out, swam to the shore, and we got back to the station. One of the guys I work with, he started crying, man. He's like, both those kids were my teenager's age. It was that's what he saw. He immediately identified with his kids, and we talked. We took our pants off. It was a great day for both of us. But I'm just kidding. We didn't take our pants off.
You need a little male bonding. I get it. Sauna session.
It's a lot worse when he doesn't laugh at that. It just makes me look like a weirdo. Thanks, Mike. Appreciate that.
No, I get what you're saying. It's every time you experience loss in the healthcare space, it reminds you how vulnerable human life is.
Yeah.
But then at the same time, because you're seeing sick people all the time or injured people all the time, you're realizing, wow, the body does bounce back and has an immense capacity for healing. So it kind of puts you on these two extremes where you're like, everyone's dying and no one's dying.
Dude, 100%. That guy that we shocked the other day who's in VFib, and then he went right back into a viable rhythm. I was like, that is crazy.
Yeah.
Because we talk about that. We teach people that. We tell people that as lay rescuers. Like if you use an AED, they have a really high chance, which they do, of surviving. But you see so many cardiac arrests that don't end that way. And you're like, man, I need a win here. And you're right, dude. It is that fine balance between everybody's dying at all points in times and people can actually come back from this.
Yeah, because it's like you're 1 inch from death and 1,000 miles away from death at the same time.
Yes.
Because the human body is just like, to me, I get so excited talking and thinking about the human body when it's like Everyone says, oh, we're so fragile when they lose someone. And I get why they're saying that because they just lost someone that was healthy a few days ago. But if you look at it, the amount of threats we face on a given day from bacteria and things that would kill us, just 100 years ago, that now it's like, oh, my throat hurts and I'm annoyed. I have to take Advil today. So it's interesting how far we've come in handling acute disease and acute threats to our life. And now we're dealing with the flip side of it because we're helping people survive these acute deaths moments. They're chronic health patients. And everyone's like, why is everyone chronically unhealthy? Well, because we've prevented them from dying. So now they're chronic health patients.
That's so funny.
We see that a lot in our current health sphere where people say that, why is America so unhealthy? Part of it is a problem of success. Another problem of it is like a societal issue and prevention issue and lifestyle issue. So it's a lot of things all bounced together in one.
That's easier access to things that they would need to be able to extend their lives is big. And that's kind of the same thing. Cheaper products for fires. That's why they're spreading so fast, man. Is because back in the day, it was just, cotton. There was, your basic combustibles that are in some of these things, woods. Now everything is polyester, everything is plastic, everything lights.
So does that light up faster?
So fast, yeah.
But then you also were saying some of the building materials are slower.
So building construction has gotten better.
But the actual things in the home have gotten worse.
The things in the home are worse.
And then but then also less people smoke.
Less people do smoke.
That's probably playing a role, right? Because the drop. Right? I don't know. That's what I learned. That never smoke while sleeping.
No, well, never smoke while sleeping. But then the other risks that are now coming, more things have lithium-ion batteries, and then people are using
charging banks.
Charging banks. They're not using the right charging cables. They're they got their one from their laptop. They're plugging it
Alibaba
into that kind of thing. Allowing their cell phones or other things to charge while in their blankets. They're overheating and causing fires.
Wow.
Space heaters are a big one. Extension cords, man. They have.
Is that the deadliest thing in a home?
No.
What is the deadliest item in a home?
Humans.
Second deadliest.
Yeah, got him.
That was a good cheap answer.
Yes. The biggest cause of fires is going to be cooking. That's going to be your number one thing.
So don't cook.
If you can afford it, man. Just cook safely. Don't leave cooking unattended. If you're cooking with grease, make sure that you're not overheating the grease so it can bust. If you do have a grease fire, do you know what to never put on a grease fire?
Water.
My man. Look at that. Yeah, good. Yeah.
Just came up with that.
That's good. Yeah, water, dude. Everyone, obviously the first thing you want to throw on a fire is water. Okay. But when you throw it on there,
it can spread it.
It spreads it. You got to think.
The grease moves around basically because it sits on the top of the water.
Not only that, that's good. I guess guys go to the doctor. Also, it immediately converts the steam. So it essentially explodes. You're throwing it on there. It's converting to steam. Now we're throwing fire.
What if you throw a really dense droplet because the nozzle? Sorry, go ahead.
That you're gonna be a billionaire if you invent that. It's just the one droplet. Oh, it's so funny.
Wait, you throw it, there's steam, and then
steam converts, and now we have flames everywhere, and you've also gotten burned in the process. But covering, you just cover it. If you have a lid, put it on top. Fire blankets work really well. ABC extinguishers are good. That's what
is that? Is that a type?
ABC is just different types of your extinguishers. So
I didn't even know there were different types.
Yeah.
So if I'm buying one, which one should I buy?
You buy ABC. So ABC will say that it's gonna combat
airway breathing.
Airway breathing. Circulation. You spray it in their mouth and they come back. It's great.
That is not how you want to use.
Dr. Mike has killed 43 people.
This video gets taken down by YouTube. I lose my doctor certification on the bottom.
Yeah, please don't spray in people's mouth. A is going to be for your normal combustibles. So wood, paper, that kind of thing. Your flammable liquids are going to be for B, and then C is electrical fires. Your average person, they want them within 10 feet, one on every floor, and then one within 8 to 10 feet of a cooking surface. But if you're doing that, just remember pass, pull, aim, squeeze, sweep. So you're going to pull the pin. You're going to step back. Make sure you're, again, far enough away to where you can spread it properly. You're not going to spray anything on yourself. Then you're going to spray and you're going to sweep back and forth.
And you're aiming at the base.
Aiming at the base of the fire. Very good.
There are different types of fires. Grease, electrical.
Fires, yeah.
And
Grease is gonna.
Wait, is it just based off the ABCs?
Yeah, it's not the ABCs, but it's just the type of combustible.
So
that it
solids,
really is.
liquids, and electrical.
No, that's solid. Man, we're gonna get deep in here.
Oh
now.
yeah.
Pyrolysis, all this fun stuff. But it's just the type of combustion. The A is like, again, like your normal things. This wood.
But
which
how is
hopefully this
electrical
wood-
fire different than a grease fire?
Because it has electricity involved with it. The grease fire is going to be the actual liquid that is on fire itself. The electrical fire is going to be it's an electrical source that is setting something else combustible on fire.
Oh, so even if you put out the fire, if you don't stop the electrical source.
Correct.
Ah.
Correct. But it's safe to spray it on that thing that is around that electrical issue. So but we obviously want to shut the electricity off. If you can't shut the electricity off because it's, coming in from another source, then just get out of your house and we'll help from that.
Another dumb guy question. Have you ever been burned?
Yes.
How?
Multiple times in my life.
I don't know. It's like the firefighter, fire burn. Badly?
I've only been burned on a fire once. And that was, we were fighting a fire. It was a shed fire. And we get there, it's a big shed. What's on fire in there is a bunch of crazy stuff. It's lawnmowers, a bunch of different fuels, diesels, gas, like big things of gas.
When fire touches a gas tank, does it explode like it does in the
No, it
movies?
doesn't explode like that.
It doesn't?
No.
God damn it.
So you got to think, in order for something to actually light on fire, it needs to be converted to a gas. It's through something called pyrolysis. So once it's converted to a gas, that is the state of matter that can actually be lit on fire. So when you put gas, that's why when people pour a ton of gas and then they talk to their friend for a second and then they come back and they're still pouring, that's just off gassing all of that. And then that's where you see explosions happen.
Okay, got it.
Yeah.
So car accidents don't explode.
No.
God, I feel like every movie I've watched has been a lie. Like Man on Fire, I'm thinking of Denzel Washington walking away from the car. Oh, actually, he had C4, so I guess
That was a great movie, by the way.
That's my favorite movie of all time.
Is it?
Yeah.
Dude, Denzel is one of those guys. I'm positive he's a little bit like that in real life.
Yeah?
Joe Pesci is supposedly just like that.
Really?
Yeah, supposedly.
I could see that too.
Yeah.
Just being angry. Yeah. What's your favorite Joe Pesci movie? I mean, I know him from the Goodfellas vibes.
I say Goodfellas is
Yeah.
really, dude. I love Home Alone, man. I love that version of him.
Sure.
Like it's really really funny.
Home Alone is kind of how I view the United States still.
Yeah.
Because when I came to America, that's like one of the first things that was out at the time. And I was like, wow, this is America. Like strange people come into your house, but you could beat the shit out of them.
You moved to Florida, yeah.
Safety. Yeah. He was standing his ground.
Yeah, he was standing his ground. How long did you move to the United States?
I was 6 in 95.
That's so
late
cool.
95. So
Do you still actively speak Russian? Mm-hmm. That's cool.
yeah, with my father, it's our primary way of communication still.
I learned Polish at one point in time.
No way.
Yeah.
Who learns Polish casually and then forgets it?
Yeah, the long story. I was married before and I learned Polish to speak to our family.
Got it. Okay.
And I became conversationally fluent. I went to Poland twice
Wow.
for 3 months for each time. And
Kocham cię.
yeah. Oh. Dobra. Do you know what kocham means?
Yeah.
You love me? Okay.
Well, I figured because you said it was for your loved ones, I thought you would
So
know that
good.
one.
Yep, Dr. Michael loves me. So,
Got a little in there. I got all the words. I got the
Let's go. I loved speaking it, but it made me have such an incredible respect for anybody that learns another language. Not only just learns another language to be able to be conversationally fluent with other people, but then learns like a whole new medical terminology or
yeah.
that's insane.
Like they should have a name, like a sub language, like music should be another language.
Yeah.
Like if you play music, you speak another language.
Yeah.
You are a lawyer, you speak another language. You're a doctor, engineer, whatever, you speak
Yeah.
a different language. So I think that's definitely true. How did you learn?
I started with a Rosetta Stone.
And it worked?
It worked
I've heard mixed
enough.
reviews.
It works.
You have to be in the environment, right?
You have to, man.
Yeah.
What I learned was because Polish, I imagine Russian is very similar. Like everything is so dense or so complex. Like you can say the word two 22 different ways because it's got to change male, neuter, female, that kind of thing. But what I learned was that I went through Rosetta Stone, learned enough. Then I eventually got a private tutor. which was fun. And I went back and read my notes from Rosetta Stone. Dude, none of it made sense. Like I understood nothing that I was saying, dude. But it was such a cool experience, man. I met a guy who was from the Ukraine, the Uber driver that brought me here. And the guy's been here 4 years, and we're just talking. I'm like, that's crazy.
Wait,
man.
he was talking to you in Polish?
No, in English. No, in English. Yeah, that'd be cool too.
I was Ukrainian guy speaking Polish.
I was like, hey, I learned Polish. He's like, good job. Okay,
I speak English.
that means nothing.
Yeah, I would not be able to learn Russian had I started now. There's no way. It's too complicated. It would take too much time. Spanish I picked up from the medical world and also past relationships, so I can understand what that's like.
You speak Spanish too?
Not well, but enough to get by, especially medically.
Yeah.
And the population that I take care of, being in a community health center, is so grateful that you've even tried.
Oh, yeah.
So like, to them, it's the effort that you're putting in that is a blessing to them, which I love putting in that effort because I want to be a better communicator. Right? That's like part of the biggest part of your job that requires success, right? Connecting to another human.
That, and I think a lot of people lose that. And don't get me wrong, man. At 3 o'clock in the morning for a toe pain, I'm like, what am I doing?
Yeah.
But
buck up.
But one of the biggest things I've learned is looking somebody in the eye and then giving some kind of human touch to them.
Right.
Especially if they're freaking out, they don't know what's going on. A buddy of mine said to me a long time ago, he goes, what's an emergency? I was probably 5 years in, I was starting to like get that burnout feeling. And he's like, just remember, bro, what's an emergency to you is not, or what's not an emergency to you is definitely an emergency to them, man. Like this is the first time they've ever seen this. They've never had to call 911. They've never dealt with this before. Right. And I think the best phrase I ever say to people that seems to work really well is it's going to be okay. Like we're going to do our best to help you. And for 80% of the time, man, that's at least enough for them to say, all right, cool, I can take a breath. It's going to be okay. So
wow. And in connecting with all these folks, are there any encounters that stick out in your mind as, whoa, that was an interesting one, or I can't believe we got through that?
God.
Because I know a big part of your channel is creating these stories of there were these patients or these cases.
When Flocka was around for a bit, that was insane.
What's that?
Oh, you guys didn't have Flocka up here?
Flocka? No.
Flocka
you have 3 no's.
You should try. No, I'm kidding.
Is this the gentleman known as Waka?
Flocka. Yeah, he just ran through my area every once in a while. We were like, Waka. No, it was a street pharmaceutical that people were consuming. They were smoking it. Is
this like bath salt?
Not as didn't seem to be as violent. It was just very. They were all naked every time, but they were no longer attached to our reality. The weirdest thing, dude, is every time I ran on someone that was on there, they said that they were being chased by wolves. Every one of them. I was like, are they actually going to another reality? Like what's happening here?
You don't have wolves in Florida.
No wolves in God, that would be a whole new fun.
That's in Minnesota.
But a few of those, and you get there and they're legitimately, they're looking through you. They're no longer, I think that's the scariest patient you ever deal with is someone, I don't know if you've ever had that, but.
I mean, of course, to some degree, especially someone sundowning who's older in the nursing home. So we spend time in the nursing homes. Those people forget about it. Like,
dude.
Yeah.
But
they're so sweet otherwise.
Yes.
Which is why seeing that flip is whoa.
Oh yeah. But they're looking through you. They don't know what's happening. They're scared because whatever they smoked is detached them from reality. And those are the moments where you're like, crap. Because if this could go south really fast. They could hurt themselves. So we give them some sedatives. And I've had a couple of them. We give them some sedatives and boom, they're right back. And they're like, hey, what's going on, bro? I'm like,
I've never heard of this
Flocka
scenario.
This is years ago.
Are you seeing more substance abuse cases now?
No, it's actually decreased a lot in Florida.
Really?
They used to call us the
Narcan crew?
The Narcan crew. Dude, that was bad.
Wait, what? You had a time with
Oh my
Narcan?
God. During the peak of, they called it the pill highway. There were so many physicians, pain clinics down there that were prescribing medication or opioids to people. They were coming down from other states, going to multiple doctors. They called it doctor shopping, going to multiple doctors, and then driving back up. But we had a point where I don't know what type of opioid it was, But this, we would show up on overdoses. There'd be two of them, two people at one time, which we had never really seen in our area. And they're right next to each other. We were giving them 10 milligrams of Narcan. And I mean,
it had to be fentanyl.
Dude, I've never seen anything like this. I've never seen. You normally
You didn't touch them.
You normally give somebody 0.5.
Yeah, they wake up screaming.
Yeah. Or you like just slowly titrate them. I actually, I don't wake people up anymore. I just get their respiratory drive back to normal. Yeah, comfortable.
Well, yeah, you bring them to a safe place.
Yeah, because you watch people slam 2 milligrams of that stuff, and you're like, this is not good for anybody. Yeah. They have now vomited all over all of us, and they're not happy. Sure. So, but yeah, that was 2 milligrams. Nobody's waking up. Supposedly, I don't know if it's true or not, but I teach CPR. A lot of my clients are treatment facilities. They do CPR so much that they need some difference than someone coming in like compressor in the chest. So supposedly there was someone who got busted in the Miami area, and after that, that's where because it was like overnight,
one person.
Dude. It was overnight. It stopped.
Wow.
Whether that's true or not, who knows? But yeah,
that's so scary. The amount of differentials you have when you go to a case. Like, what do you know when you go to a call? Like for me, before I walk into an exam room in an outpatient setting, I'll know the name of the patient, the age of the patient, the reason for the encounter, and my nurse will or CMA will grab a brief history along with the vitals and present that to me. Now I can go in with knowledge of what's going on. What do you know?
So we'll get the basics. We'll get the address, whatever the type of the call is. If it's chest pain, so you'll get a
complaint. Do you call it a chief complaint?
Call chief complaint.
Okay.
Yeah.
Which I don't really love because it's like your heart stopped. You're not complaining.
Well, we don't walk in and go, his chief complaint is cardiac arrest, guys. We'll get just the basics of what's going on. But it's funny, bro, because you take that with a grain of salt. At least for they've gotten a set of vitals and kind of an updated stuff. For us, like you said, especially telemedicine, for you, they're describing something. They may not understand how to describe it properly. Or if you don't ask that one right question, like, is it radiating or anything like that, you don't know that their aorta is currently tearing in half. So, God, how would you get vital signs if you needed? Would you just...
if there's a dissection of the aorta?
No, I'm just saying, like, during your telemedicine piece, you
don't. There is no vitals for a telemedicine piece. There are now companies creating devices where if people want to... They sell them the device and a membership to this telemedicine service where they can put on the devices and the doctor can use those vitals.
Yeah.
And some of those devices actually allow you to like look in their throat and ears and things like that. Not widely adoptable, but they were being sold at Best Buy at one point.
So that's wow. Yeah, I have my own little blood pressure machine at home.
Omron?
Yeah, it's a great machine, dude. Like, I'd gone through 2 or 3 of them, and some of them were just wildly inaccurate.
Oh, really?
Like,
was it the size of the cuff that was the issue? Because you have big arms.
Yeah.
Got you.
I think it was, or it might have been, I tried different placements of it. And then I learned something I never knew, dude. I didn't know that your blood pressure is the highest when you wake up in the morning. I didn't.
Well, is it the highest?
It's supposedly higher than normal, I would say.
Yeah, like from the cortisol spike of just waking up.
Yes.
Yeah, I wouldn't ever say like wake up and check.
Yeah, well, that's what I was doing, Dr. Mike. I was waking up and I was like, Jesus, why is my blood pressure so high? That was fun just being able to. I developed high blood pressure out of nowhere. Just like personal note, I started getting headaches at the base of my head. And I worked with this company called Detect Together. They're cancer prevention for firefighters, and they have a 2-week rule. If you have any symptoms for longer than a 2-week period, you should get it checked out. So for 2 weeks, I was having, it was great messaging. I had just pressure headaches at the base of my skull all the time. So I was like, I think I have a tumor. That was my first thought.
Well, you went on WebMD, obviously. Symptom checker.
Yes. But I was like, let me just check my blood pressure. And it was like 155, 160. And then my diastolic was closer to 100. I was like, I work out every day. My pulse is naturally in the low 50s. I was like, this is not normal. I was eating these pre-made healthy meals.
Sodium rich?
They were so sodium rich, man. And I don't eat any sodium. So I ended up going on a low sodium diet, ended up working itself out, and it's good now. So, yeah.
And were the headaches related to that?
Yeah, that's what they was, yeah.
Because it's very unusual to have a headache from blood pressure unless it's really high.
Yeah.
I mean, the 100 diastolic, now you're getting into that number.
Yeah.
But I had a patient the other day, came in for bilateral leg swelling. And obviously, whenever you have leg swelling, especially in someone who's older, you're worried about a clot. She's not moving around much. But it wasn't the type of swelling that you'd have from a clot. It felt like pedal edema from congestive heart failure. And her heart had some issues, but not to the degree where I would say, oh, we need to implement diuretics. And her echo did not show congestive heart failure to that degree. I said, look, this doesn't make sense. Are you eating anything really salty out of nowhere? She goes, no. Like, I add no salt. I don't do this. I'm like, do me a favor. Keep a journal. We'll do an ultrasound to rule out clots because, like, you want to be thorough. There's no radiation, low risk test. But keep this journal. She goes, there's nothing obviously on the ultrasound, messages me on the messaging portal and goes, so the prosciutto I started implementing in my diet actually is very rich in sodium. And I'm like, wow, I thought that was pretty common knowledge.
Oh my God. It is not, dude. That's so funny. I worked for a physician's office for 6 months before I became a medic. I think I was just an EMT at the moment. I was getting ready to go to medic school, and I was doing what your nurses do. The patients would come in, I would do my basic stuff with them, check their vitals, all this stuff, and wait for the physicians to come in. So I had this patient come in and they had CHF, and they were like, I just feel really dehydrated. And I was like, just drink more water. Just like, you got to drink a lot more water if you don't want to feel dehydrated. Dude.
They can't breathe.
The doctor comes out, he goes, hey, you tell that patient to drink more water? I go, yeah. He goes, Jesus, bro. It's like, you swear to God's exact words were, stop giving people advice. I was like, I'm sorry.
That happens a lot from well-intentioned advice.
Yeah,
yeah. I've even seen this with residents where this is a hyper-specific case, but if someone has a thyroid cancer that's been treated, sometimes they would give additional thyroid hormone to really make sure that your levels are super low of TSH so that you don't regrow this cancer tumor. And because of that, if you check just the TSH, you'd say, oh my God, we're giving them way too much thyroid hormone. But it's being done purposefully so that we don't regenerate this cancerous tumor. And then the resident will start adjusting it. And I'm like, whoa. You're going to regrow their tumor. Please don't do that.
God.
And sometimes in healthcare, you learn very quickly that why it's so humbling. Just because something makes sense, it might not be the right move. Or just because you have the right intention, it might not be the right move. And very, very tricky to figure that out.
That's what I love about like physicians and people that are just truly good at what they do. Like I was saying before, when I watch like certain TikToks or whatever, and you just listen to that double board certified guy. Like I listen, I'm like, dude, this guy is incredible.
Well, there's a new genre. It's called competency porn, where you just watch people who know what they're doing. Well, it's why The Pit, I think, is so successful. Do you watch that?
Yeah, I don't watch it, but I've heard nothing but incredible things about it.
Because it's just like watching people who are really good at the thing that they do. Because we kind of live in this era where on social media, there's a lot of people who claim they know what to do.
Yeah.
But when push comes to shove, they don't know shit.
Yes.
I don't know. Are there people spreading misinformation about fire safety?
Not really, man. No? Most people are pretty good about it. Thank God.
No one's selling like a miracle rescue kit or something?
No, but dude, and again, this is still, some of the stuff is still preliminary and coming out, but like you talk about like the guy that wants to adjust something that's really going to screw something up. By the way, I had a lady go into a 3rd-degree heart block because her cardiologist gave her a calcium channel blocker and someone else gave her a beta blocker. And they must have not communicated, or she didn't tell them, and really messed up. So lithium ion batteries for a long time, they were, and stuff is still coming out about this, but taking fire blankets, putting them over the cars when they're on fire, and it extinguishes the fire, then allows it to cool down. It doesn't keep going into the thermal runaway is what it's called. Well, what they found, again, still stuff coming out about it, was that you're trapping all those very dangerous explosive gases underneath that's essentially a tent, but under that blanket, and it could make an explosive environment. So, and like, you damned if you do, damned if you don't. Like, what's the best way to approach these things? So
now that we have more EVs and charging stations, are there fires related to those?
Yes. No.
Really?
Yeah. Wow. I don't know about the charging stations themselves, but you're going to you're going to see more fires that with EVs. It's inevitable.
I forgot if this was Secretary Pete Buttigieg or someone was mentioning to me how because these EVs are heavier on the highways, for example, the barriers that prevent people from sliding off are now not strong enough because these cars are heavier.
That's crazy.
That now roads have to be adapted, et cetera, for the electric car environment. Is there anything you guys are doing differently when you come to a car accident scene when it's an EV versus combustion engine?
Our biggest thing is we don't want fires to happen at any point in time, and it's so rare that you see a combustion, regular gas fueled fire starting or on a automotive vehicle starting. These EVs, it's the hardest part is we just don't know what to do yet. We don't know how to fight them. I mean, if it goes into thermal runaway, if it's just the catcher's on fire and it's just the components around the batteries on fire, it's not a big deal. We're just water's going to be totally fine. But if it goes into thermal runaway, which is one battery overheating, then catching the next one, and if it's inside of that actual compartment or inside of the pack itself, we can't access it. So we can spray water on it all day long, but it's not getting in there to cool it down. So we can cool the battery pack, hopefully, if it's just that, and hopefully cooled enough to where we can prevent the thermal runaway. But the big issue they're having is when they cool it down, then you have a tow truck show up. When it moves, it can set back on fire again. So they're taking him, they're putting him inside of dunk tanks.
Wow.
Yeah,
it's like a bomb squad is coming out.
Yeah.
Jesus.
It's not as common as people make it out to be. And it's anything new is terrifying.
Of course, yeah.
And that's, so they're coming out with different things where you can take a nozzle, put it underneath there. It's specifically made to just drench it and hopefully cool down the thermal runaway. But then they're having piercing ones. Well, they'll go in, they'll pierce the battery pack and then put it out. But our big thing is just trying to cut off the electricity and then kind of go from there.
Create the safety there.
Yeah.
Like in my race car, I have a fire extinguisher, but it's not a handheld manual one. I have a giant red button that I have to press, and I think it just explodes in the car.
Yeah. I don't know if it explodes.
I think it, right? Isn't that what it said?
That'd be
We
cool.
haven't had to use it.
Yeah,
dude.
thank God I haven't had to use it yet. But you know what's funny? So I crashed my car in Indiana. Great job, Mike. And smoke billowed inside the car. I don't know how I knew because I shouldn't have known, but the smoke was coming from, I hit the rear tire against the wall and then the tire kind of got jammed. So as the car was rolling to a stop, the brake and everything created a bunch of smoke.
Okay.
It wasn't actual fire smoke. It could have easily been a fire smoke. And there should have been a world where I considered pushing the button, but I didn't at all. So if I press that button and something, they said it explodes. There's no,
hey, listen, I'm not an expert on all things extinguisher.
Yeah.
I can tell you back in the day, they used to have little hand grenade ones where you threw it in there and it exploded.
And exploded?
Yeah.
Did you ever use one of those?
No, dude. We're talking years before.
I could see you guys in the firehouse just messing with each other, just like, yo.
No, but there is a story about that. A guy, we get there, the guy had pulled the pin and thrown a modern extinguisher into the fire, and it didn't put the fire out. It's not gonna
What, he threw the actual?
Yeah, the whole extinguisher right there. It just doesn't do
man.
anything.
Does it ever explode?
I mean, it might if it sits there for long enough periods of time, but I can't imagine that would end up happening.
Wow.
So for yours, I'm not sure. It may explode, or it may just be that it is charged with whatever that chemical is, that agent that's going to put out the fire. Because I assume it's spraying in your gas tank area as well as, is it also going in the engine department?
I think it's exploding everywhere.
Everywhere?
Yeah.
Eh?
Well, and I don't know if exploding is the right term, but it's clearly not. It's bolted down. It's not like a point and shoot thing that I pick up and shoot.
And you just punch that baby.
So you
and
punch
it goes?
there's a button. And it reminded me, this is such a random thing to bring up, but it reminded me of the button that I flew in an F-16 with the Air Force Thunderbirds. And they were like, hey, just so you know, this is the button and this is the seat thing in between your seat. Do not touch this unless like you're ready to jump out. And I'm like, wait, why are you saying do not touch it? What if I need to jump out? And they said that this is a bilateral switch. So if I pull it, the pilot also gets thrown out as well.
Holy crap.
And this thing's worth like $15, $20 million. They're like, do not do this.
Oh my God.
The level of trust
Yeah.
to just send in a YouTube dude and be like, yeah, just don't pull that. 'Cause that's $15 million. And
You got to be the right YouTube guy because there would be people that would push that.
And what's crazy is it's not like you have a parachute on. Your seat is the parachute. So your seat gets what?
Dude. Again, respect for people that created that. Like someone was like, all right,
Respect who uses that comfortably.
yeah. No, I'm telling you, those Coast Guard guys, when we go out to those shifts, I told you this before, literally, he's like, and I've never been on, I'm not comfortable on boats, period.
Yeah.
My biggest fear in life is being 12 miles out, my boat goes down and I got to just sit there and burn in the sun because I'm a ginger. But he, please, literally putting that on me. And he's like, just if you go in the water, I'm like, hold on, bro. Aren't you the Coast Guard? What do you mean if I'm in the water? He's like, things happen. It should inflate. Oh my God. And then I'm like, then what happens? He goes, they should send a helicopter. I'm like, dude, what is happening right now? Like, I'm
They
terrified.
should. I love that it's always should.
Yeah, I'm positive this guy was like, I'm gonna mess with this firefighter. But they're like, dude, just 6 foot waves. Just go.
You know what's interesting, given the era in which we live, where the majority of the country is either overweight or obese. Are you going into scenarios into people's homes where someone is extremely obese, morbidly obese, and you need to get them out? Like, how do you handle that?
Thankfully, we've been able to adapt, and if it's really bad,
I'm saying 400 pounds. Plus.
400 pound, anyone over a certain weight, I couldn't give you that exact. We can call a unit that is specifically for that.
Really?
I've only had one patient in my 18 years of being at the fire service where I had to call another unit to transport them just for their own safety, because they have obese units, thank you. Obese units where they can, bariatric units, where they'll show up and it's a wider stretcher with a bigger vehicle.
Well, that I get, but actually moving them, how?
We'll figure it out, man.
So if they are down on the stairs or like, what do you?
We're gonna grab feet.
Straps?
Yeah, straps. We're gonna grab feet. We're gonna grab, we call them carry-alls.
Wow.
We're gonna put it underneath them. We're gonna move them as best as we possibly can.
And that's scary in the midst of an emergency. Like, health emergency is one thing, but when all of your lives are at risk.
Yeah. It's like I said, we're gonna figure it out, man. That's our job.
So you're calling audibles, basically. Is what you're saying.
Yeah. We need to get.
You're creative.
So we're lucky, man, because like I said, we're fire-based EMS service. So we have a minimum of 4 people showing up on a call. Sometimes, depending on if it's cardiac arrest, we're going to have 6 to 10 people showing up. You go to some of these private ambulance companies, they got 2 people showing up. They got 2 people showing up.
So what do you?
That's it.
They're
going to call some more people. They're going to call the fire. A lot of times, local fire stations will show up. They're just not tied together, so they'll get lift assist, that kind of thing. But there's just some people that they're showing up and response times are bad. EMS is probably at its lowest it's been in a very long time.
How does one check for their area what the response time is?
I'm sure they can look it up, or they can call their local fire department. They can find out, pull the stats, that kind of stuff. Like I said, we're 4 to 6 minutes. If you're in a more rural area, then it's probably going to be a little bit longer, just depending on what's going on.
Are you oftentimes, again, this is my knowledge from movies. God, I feel like I learned everything from television.
Me too.
Are you rescuing cats from Brent? No, come on.
Oh yeah, dude.
That always felt like if there was misinformation, it had to be the
that's
cat.
100% accurate. Yeah.
You're really?
Yeah. Oh, all right. You know what? The biggest thing that's inaccurate about firefighters, they say that we sleep all the time. They say that's all we do. We play video games and sleep.
Okay. Do you not play video games?
I don't play video games. I have seen it, but we're not going to point that out.
Okay.
I have played a video game a couple times. But the sleeping part, sleep does happen. It is possible, but it's going to happen at some point, especially when we're on for 24 hours. You wouldn't want guys staying up for 24 hours straight.
Yeah.
It's horrendous. But the truck I'm on right now, we average 4 or 5 calls after midnight. So we're up all night, that kind of thing. Yes, cats all the time.
Really?
Cats out of
All the
trees.
time?
Yeah.
In a month, how many cat calls do you get? That could mean 2 things.
Yeah, 16 to 18 per month. I'm kidding, dude. I'm messing with you.
I was about to say,
No.
you are now no longer the firefighter.
We are cat
now
savers.
Cat savers.
I would say probably 2 to 3 a year, 4 a year.
So
Yeah,
come
we're
on.
not like going out there all the time. But I just pulled one out of a. So we get on scene. There's a cat in the drain, and we're like, "There's no cat in the drain."
Oh, I
man.
see.
And
Wait, there isn't?
I was like, sad. I was like, "Is there really a cat in the drain?" And,
You're like, this is the Waka Flocka.
Yeah. They're like, I'm telling you, it's down there. So we're sitting there and we're meow. I'm like, no way, there's a cat in the drain. So pop open the sewage cover, look down in there. It's a huge waterway. Like I can stand in this thing and look down there. Yeah, there's a cat. So I crawl down there. We have a 4 gas meter, so we bring it down there to make sure there's nothing toxic down there. But go down there and run over, grab them, bring them back up.
Oh,
and,
wow.
fun, yeah.
So you are rescuing cats.
Yeah.
So you're a cat hero.
Yeah, we're cat heroes. Yeah, but people call us all the time, man.
Is there any time people call you and you go, why the hell did you call? There's nothing here.
That's a really I think it's probably the same lane that you kind of go in, where it's like, there's nothing wrong here. You know, they called, people will call, like, they'll ask us to blow candles out or
No.
Yes,
Bro, come on.
I think I called 3 a.m, said he was having a heart attack. He's like, I'm having a heart attack. My chest is killing me. We're
Well,
like,
he's having
holy
a panic
crap.
attack.
Okay. So we sent, and when we send our units there, everybody shows up. We're walking up to this, and he sticks his head out. He opens up the window and he goes, "Hey man, I was lying, bro. I'm not having a heart attack." We're like, "Oh, well, what's going on?" Like maybe just miscommunication. He goes, he's got a refrigerator plugged in his what do you call it? His front yard. He's like, "Can you just grab me a bottle of water out of there, man?"
No,
I guess.
come on.
I swear, dude.
Do you is that a crime? It should be.
It should be, dude. We've had people call us. We call them frequent flyers. I know it's not nice, but
No, that's
someone
a
they call us,
common term in healthcare.
We had someone calling us 4 times a day. 4 times a day for months. It's a huge deal to get people. We want people to call 911. Like if you're thinking 911, we want you to call 911 because someone might be like, I just smell a little bit of smoke. There's probably nothing going on. Like there's a fire behind their wall or something like that. And if you're thinking 911, let us show up. And I've had both sides of it where we show up, we're like, dude, this is insane. Like you really called for this. And we've also had where it's like, oh, you should have called a month ago, man. What are you doing? Like, let's take you in the hospital.
That's so scary. You know, I remember the first time I called 911. I was on a bus when I was in 8th grade. I moved from Brooklyn to Staten Island. So I would take the bus from Staten Island to Brooklyn. And while I was on the Verrazano Bridge, which is one of the longest suspension bridges, I think it's the second longest in the US. Golden Gate, I think, is first. And in the middle of it, bus starts slowing down. Smoke fills the whole bus. Everyone kind of goes off. And I don't know why, maybe from the movies, I was certain it was going to explode and the bridge was going to collapse.
Dude, you know how many people would be dead if every car accident they blow it? Jesus, we've had 4 dead people this month. Everyone's car keeps exploding.
That was all that was in my head. So everyone neatly disembarked the bus. I ran off. And everyone's just standing and they're like, all right, we'll wait for the police to come or fire department to come. Like, fuck this.
Yeah.
I don't want this thing to explode and then I'm left standing here. So I just started walking down the highway.
It's not, look, like getting away from that is not a bad idea. And there are some, I've seen a video recently where I think it was a natural gas bus. I'm not sure, but it exploded.
Look at that. I was ahead of the game at age 12.
You know, you were 12. I missed that part of the story. Where did you go? You just
8th grade. So I started walking and the bridge itself, I believe, is 2 miles. I was halfway, so I had a mile walk. And as I'm walking, I called 911.
Okay.
Let them know that this happened, as if they weren't going to show up anyway. And what's scary is I was on there's 2 levels to the Verrazano Bridge, upper and lower. On the lower level, there's like kind of a little pathway. It's not meant for walking, but there's a little bit of a pathway. And in between the pathway and the road, you could see the water. And I have a death fear of heights. So I'm walking this thing and I'm trying to look what's happening on the bus, but I don't want to turn my head because I had this fear that God forbid I'm going to walk off the bridge. Like I'm going to just jump off or the wind would blow too hard because it also sways a little. It's a suspension bridge. Oh boy, that was a scare. And then as I'm 100 feet away from the exit to my school, a police officer pulls up to me. They're like, "You're not allowed to just walk here." And I'm like, "I know, but my thing is on fire." They're like, "Another bus is going to come pick you up to walk you off the exit." So I had to get on for like 100 feet and then they let me off.
I'm proud of you for still going to school. That's where you and I separate.
Are you kidding me?
I would have went the other way.
I had to go tell everyone the story. Sure. I'm a survivor, baby. My bus exploded. The story became 10. The story became way more dramatic.
Oh, man. I would have went home and be like, "Mom, I can't go to school. The day was on fire."
You know why? It's because you did not have a Soviet father.
Oh, yeah.
My father, you didn't go to school because there was a fire.
Jeez,
I'm going to light you on fire. No,
that's funny.
It's true. Like you couldn't stay home for anything.
See, I would rather people overreact to things.
Well, be careful saying that.
Well, to a point. Like, I would rather if you're not sure if
the threshold
fires, yes,
it should be lower.
Yeah. Like if it's going to be like, oh God, I don't know. Like get away from it. If you're not, I stand by this. I tell people when I teach CPR, if you're thinking 911, call 911.
Yeah.
Like let us show show up, man.
Yeah.
Like, number one, we don't charge where I'm at. We don't charge just for showing up. We only, if it's a fire service, it's another thing. But for EMS, we don't charge when we show. We only charge when we transport. So if you're not sure, just let us come there. Most people are not going to call, but if you're not sure, dude, that's what we're here for.
Hold on. Is there, like, let's say I called the fire department, I had a fire, they put out the fire. Do I have to pay for that?
It depends. I'm not like super up in the billing piece of it, but
I've never thought about it. Do you know?
Yeah.
Dan, do you know?
No, I was wondering actually.
Yeah.
We'll have to look that up. We'll have to put a disclaimer up on your thing.
Do you, obviously, you're very familiar with the wildfires that happened on the West Coast. Rich people hired private firefighters. Do you hate that?
No, dude. I don't.
Oh.
Yeah, dude.
Oh, okay. Because they take away the resources from.
I don't, like, it's so hard for me to be mad at somebody for doing something like that. I don't know if they were short on resources. I wasn't really well versed in that
What
side
was the
of
reason
it.
they were angry? Sam is well versed on this.
People are upset about it because firefighters who could help other people will stand at X celebrity's house and not help the surrounding area because they're responsible for what they're getting paid to cover.
Okay, yeah. I could see people being upset about that. Yeah, that would be, especially if, the thing with wildfires, so I'm a structural firefighter. There are just wildland firefighters, and then there's the combination of both. So like out in California, those guys are going to be doing wildland firefighting and structural firefighting. That stuff's insane. So wildland firefighting is by far one of the craziest things that I've ever seen.
Why?
Because with structural firefighting, what we're fighting is typically contained in a structure, right? If it gets out, then we can do exposure protection, that kind of thing. That is not. And then it can dictate its own wind patterns. Like, it can spread incredibly fast, faster than we could ever fight it. And then it can change directions at any point in time. You hear that all the time. So for those guys, and then the other thing with those guys is it's called mandatory. So my department is short-staffed right now. So I'm supposed to only work 24 hours, but literally I was supposed to be mandatoried a couple weeks ago.
I'll give you the doctor's note. I guess.
Yeah, thanks, buddy. Almost every other shift, like, guys on my crew are getting mandatory. So you want to go home? No, you're here for another 24 hours. Those guys can be sent off for 21 days. So, hey man, we need you out. You got to do some wildland stuff. So you're gone for 21 days. And then depending on where they work, they can be brought back for 1 day and then sent back out for another 21. So like, it's crazy. I don't know. That's a difficult question to answer. I don't know what the end result of those other things were. Was that fire coming through no matter what?
Sure.
You're going to be really good to stop a wildland fire from destroying your house. I have seen these new things where they put billy pumps, portable pumps inside of their pools, and then they have their own fire hose at the house. Yeah, I saw that recently.
I never thought about that.
Yeah.
That's good. So then the trajectory of your life, mechanic, EMT firefighter, now YouTuber extraordinaire. How did that happen?
Loose on the extraordinary part.
Once you get into the 7 figures, baby, you're extraordinaire.
Just messing around, man. I don't know how it worked out for you, but we were messing around the station. The original name was National Geographic's Fire Department Edition.
Okay.
We would hunt for different positions, and the battalion chief, the bigger their belly was, the more gnarly they were, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
But just messing around, and like, people were like, hey man, I can relate to that. I always say, like, none of my calls that I talk about are unique. Like, everybody across the world has run something similar to the exact same call. So just slowly started growing it over time. Saw more and more people enjoyed it. Green screening is what really just like set it into the stratosphere. That was insane. That I enjoyed so much being able to do, because I never make fun of the actors or what they're doing, because it's like they're just doing
given roles.
Yeah, they're given, like, this is who you are. Okay, cool. And even the writers have to write fun, interesting stuff. It's just like, get the terminology right.
Yeah.
Like, they ran over a hose in one of them. They run over a hose, and the hose burst, and they're like, "That's it. We don't have any more water. It's gone."
No more hoses.
They're like, "There's 1,000 gallons in that truck right now. You got more than enough to put out the fire, guys." So just start green screening. That's where my YouTube started. That's where it kind of set me over 1 million. And then the real things I've seen in shorts. That was, 2024, I think it was 1.5 billion views on YouTube. Like, it was insane. Like, it never made sense, the amount of views that I was getting on there. And it was just so cool, because all the comments are positive. They're fun. Like, I'll take somebody off every once in a while, but I think it's just fun to not only make fun of myself, because there's a couple of them where I accidentally injected myself in an EpiPen. And crap myself in the back of a rescue. But just the stuff that we see every day kind of creates some sort of place for everyone to talk, you know?
Sure. And how did your life change in
That just, I'm sure the same with you. Like, people recognize me, man. Like, it's, I have a 10-year-old daughter, and I'll go to her school, and like, it's the only place that makes me uncomfortable. Like, I walk in there, they're like, that's the guy. And my daughter's like, Dad, come on. Like, I offer to buy her a pizza party, right?
Okay.
Like, if once a year I'll just buy pizza for her class, and she's like, Dad, don't buy that anymore. I'm like, why? She goes, everyone says you're rich and you're famous and you buy pizza. I'm like, it's like $20.
You're not giving them lobster, surf and turf dinner.
I have a butler coming there.
Like, let me spread my wealth.
Yeah. The firefighting community is so, like, firefighting and EMS community, they're so like tight knitted. It gave me an ability to be able to create an open line of communication with people. So I get to talk to brothers and sisters from all around the world. I mean, guys, FDIC, the Fire Department Instructors Conference was last week in Indianapolis. It's 40,000 first responders come together.
Wow.
It's insane, dude. It's an absolute blast. But there's guys from Mexico, Guatemala, China, Japan. These guys speak a handful of English, and they come up, they'll take a picture with me. They'll be like, dude, we watch your videos every day. I'm
that's
like,
so
that's
fun.
insane. It's so cool, man. So I think it made my world smaller in a really fun, exciting way. And then I'm able to share, like you do, just pieces of medical information in a fun, comedic way to people that hopefully learn something and they're able to utilize it in their personal lives.
Yeah, when you made the choice to do the green screening of yourself into the show, I'm curious, given the fact that the reaction world was so popular at the time, why did you choose to do the green screen approach as opposed to just a standard reaction video?
So I did 2 or 3 regular reaction videos.
Okay.
And I thought it was fun. And then one day, so it's gonna shock you, man, but I have ADD, like severely. So, and my brain is always like, well, what's the next thing I can do? How can I make myself just slightly different than maybe the person that's done it before me? And I had a green screen, bought it for the house. I was like, let me give this a shot, man.
Okay.
And I did it, and I mean, I probably average views 50,000 views at the time. I put that first one out, dude. It had like 4 million views in the first like week or something like that, which is crazy for me at the time. And that was like, okay, this is it. And I can have more fun because then I can physically interact with the person. I can really show what the scene is looking like. And it makes me sad because I love Rob Lowe, and I don't like, oh no, God, what's the police officer in 911? Oh my God, she's an amazing actress.
I don't know.
Yes.
Look at that.
Angela Bassett is she's my favorite actress. Okay. Every time I'm in a video with her, I'm like, oh God, I love you, Angela. Anyways, this is all wrong. None of this is correct.
So wait, we never actually answered the question. Tacoma FD was your most accurate. What was the least accurate?
Station 19 was...
Is that the spinoff of Grey's Anatomy?
The one that was in Seattle. They just, like, at no point in time did any of that make sense? Like, never. And then, brother, if we were sleeping with each other in the station as much as they were, we'd all be fired. Like, there'd be no
Wait,
fire.
are you not allowed to date other firefighters?
You can date other firefighters, but if you're actively having sex and
they're
they're like, they would come out of the battalion chief's office like, woo, that was a fun one. The guys are like, great job. Like, Jesus, dude, that'd be it.
Okay.
And then the verbiage. There's my favorite one ever was they're fighting a structure fire. The fire is in the house, but it's a security house. So like everything is like well fortified. And they are like, we can't fight this fire. We can't get in there to fight the fire. And the girl's like, the captain's like, well, you want to baste the turkey? And he's like, yeah, let's baste the turkey. I'm like, what? that was a firefighting term that they just made. We're like, what's the base of turkey? Like, we close everything in the house. We close all the windows, all the doors. We let it stay inside, and then we spray it from the outside, and that cools it down. I was like, nope.
Base the turkey.
Nope.
This is someone's interpretation of what they think firefighting should be.
Dude, I was like, it's just, again, a fun firefighting, because now the shows have gotten a little more accurate.
Really? Because one of the shows that I was considering reacting to, firefighters went into space. So I don't know.
So this is where I'm like, oh, we would never do that in a million years.
No. But you go out with the Coast Guard.
I'll tell you right now, if NASA calls me and they're like, Jason, we need you to go to space to fight fire, I'm like, I'm going.
Yeah.
We're all gonna die.
They're putting on the suit. Like, this should auto-inflate.
You should have oxygen. Yeah, actually the one that is quickly catching up to the worst is the newest one, Nashville 911. That one is just, again, no. They're cutting out people's pacemakers.
Is anyone going to reach out to you to write, or have you thought about writing?
I would love to write. I would. So I do all the writing and editing for my videos and fire department coffees as well. And I love the writing process. It's very cool. And I would do it. It's just one of those, like,
even as a consultant, they should bring you on.
Dude, I would love to. I don't know if they want me
after now.
Not sure if this is true or not, but somebody told me on that movie Ambulance that there was a scene, and supposedly the consultant there had seen my green screens and went to, again, I don't know if this is true or not, but went to Michael Bay and was like, hey, you see this? If you shoot that scene, this is going to happen. Supposedly we wrote it. I'm not sure if that's true or not. If it was, I'm going to just stick with that. But
wow. You know what came into my head that I should have asked you earlier? And you mentioned volunteer firefighters. Why in the world does a volunteer firefighter exist?
Lack of funding. There's
an area just has no firefighters, and then a couple of people go, we got this.
So firefighting was born from volunteering. The first firefighters ever were all volunteers. They all got into this for free. And
when did that start? Do you know the time frame?
A long time ago.
Yeah. So 1900s, 1800s?
Yes, I want to say 1800s, maybe 1700s. I want to say 1700s. Yeah.
Okay.
Whoever knows that fact right now is
fact checking.
I don't think
they're going to green screen them into this interview sitting next to you.
Look at this piece of shit. That would be amazing. People are like, I'm going to green screen myself into your videos. I'm like, please do it. It would be amazing. That would be so good. But it was born from that, and then slowly made it to where the first paid firefighters began. But if you have an area where they just don't have the tax base to be able to support a full-time firefighting department, then volunteers will come in. So I love the fact that people do that. They're literally working 9 to 5s. Then they're getting up at 2 a.m. to go grab a fire truck and drive all the way out to wherever to fight a fire to hopefully save somebody's house.
So they don't stay at the firehouse. They're kind of at home, and they get a page and then they go out.
Or those big sirens.
Yeah, I have them near my house. So
you will have places where people will stay at the station itself. And then some places have figured out a budget to at least have one person on shift to where they're staying at the station. They can grab the fire truck. Everyone else knows the address to show up to, and then they show up there, and then they can fight the fire.
Got it. I can't believe that exists. That also exists for EMS as well, right?
EMS, a large portion of EMS personnel are also volunteers.
And to be a EMS volunteer, you get nothing? Like, there's no...
Nothing. But if you're truly 100% a volunteer, you get nothing. You just show up. Some of them will be paid per call, but you're talking 15 minutes. Yeah. Or $15. Sorry.
$15?
No, yeah, you're not getting a ton of money for doing that kind of stuff. $20, something like that.
I mean, the person should tip. Are you allowed to accept tips?
No.
Really? It's in the handbook?
Yeah, it's ethically not allowed.
So like in my ethical handbook, patients are allowed to gift you things that are of nominal value, like something below $30 or whatever. Are you allowed to do that?
People will show up with like baked goods. So they'll show up with like sealed baked goods or something like that. It's great. I tell people, unless you have a good rapport with a fire station, don't show up with like homemade baked goods. Because you
don't know what
we just don't know. Yeah. You know, somebody just made us pot brownies or something like that.
Yeah, that'd be a big problem.
Yeah, we'd have to work that whole shift. You know.
Now, do your coworkers treat you differently?
No, they treat me worse. They
same.
God forbid anybody recognize me and take a picture. Oh my God, they're so bad. They're like, there we go.
I got asked this question a lot. I'm curious if you've been asked it, and I'm going to ask it right now. Why do you still continue to be a firefighter?
I love it, man. What brought me into this field is firefighting. Dude, I'm telling you, man, you sit around a station, you run calls, like you get to save lives. You get to do the stuff, the reason that we went to school. I love creating social media videos. It really is. It's really fun.
It's a good outlet.
Yes, it's a great outlet, and especially because I get to write it and film it and edit it. I get to see something come from whatever this small piece of thought was to an actual product that's funny and people will laugh.
Yeah.
So that is fun, but I don't think anything will ever take place of the reason why I got into this. I'll keep doing it. I'm eligible to retire in 2 years. We'll see what happens then. But and also the other thing I say, a lot of people have quit their 9 to 5 or quit the reason why they got into this. A, you lose purpose in the reason you were doing it in the first place, and B, the social media world is not nice. Like they will wake up tomorrow and Facebook or Meta or whoever be like, we're not going to monetize your videos anymore. Thanks for playing.
Now you have no business.
Yeah.
So is that why you launched the coffee company?
So Fire Department Coffee was founded just before, we actually found it at the same time, kind of.
Okay.
Fire Department Chronicles, Fire Department Coffee. Luke Schneider reaches out to me. He's like, hey man, just launched this coffee company. Love to work with you. So we started growing it from there. And I was lucky enough to be able to grow both social media channels, which has been very cool. And we're in 10,000 retailers, Walmarts, Sam's Club, like all this really cool stuff. Yeah, man. I sent you guys a bunch of it. I don't know if Sam brought it back to his house or not, but
Sam did not give me Sam, why are you hiding it from me?
Did you not get it? Oh man.
No, Sam drank it all.
Yeah.
That's the problem. Are there different variations? Light roast?
Yeah, we have light roast, dark roast. We just launched instant espressos and instant coffees, which are incredible. Like if you want a good hot or cold espresso, you just throw this in there and mixes instantly with it.
Wow, really cool.
So you and I share something, I don't know if you know, but both of us have had medical emergencies on planes.
Oh, tell me about yours.
Both of them were coming to New York, by the way.
Not on this trip.
No, not on this trip, no. First one was just a basic like diabetic emergency. Got up there, we checked his sugar, he was fine. I think we gave him a little oral glucose and he was good to go. But the other one, I was sitting in my seat and the page comes over, is there any doctors or paramedics? By the way, no doctors ever jump up whenever they say that you might be the only one.
All the PhDs are like literature.
Literature. But I get up, I go, hey, what's going on? This lady's like, my grandpa or my dad is still in the bathroom. I'm not sure what's going on. So they open up the door. He went into cardiac arrest in there. So pull him out, start working him.
Wow.
And
where are you on the?
I'm in the back of the plane.
But I'm saying, is the plane close to landing?
Oh no, we're like
mid-flight.
Yeah, we're probably. I think we were still an hour out or something like that. So we start working them. Dude, they have a whole host of medications on there. AED, all that stuff. I was so impressed by that. I managed to get a line on them, give them epi while we're fine. And I was going based off
asystole, I'm assuming?
So I was going based off of what the AED was telling me. Because if it's saying no shock advised, he's most likely an asystole if he doesn't have a pulse.
So you gave him epi because he was an asystole?
Yeah, so I ended up giving him epi. And then every once in a while he would go back into a shockable rhythm. And I think we shocked him 4 times on the way there. But the funniest part is I'm going back and forth with the flight attendant. We're doing CPR, and she's like, we have to give him breaths every time. And I was like, we can do hands only CPR, like that's fully acceptable. And she's like, no. We have to do. I was like, I teach this stuff, man. Yeah. Like we're good, dude. They ended up having an OPA. I was able to drop an OPA, and we were able to start doing that as well. So, but it was absolutely incredible experience. We landed, and the pilot was like, "Hey, man, I'm pretty sure I broke like 20 FAA laws getting us here as quickly as possible." Yeah, but they carted him off, and
you got ROSC?
I didn't get ROSC on there, but I don't know what the end result was. So,
well, I mean. I'm assuming you didn't land in 2 minutes. So.
No, not in 2 minutes. No, we did CPR. I rotated back and forth with them. It was incredible. Those flight attendants, man, were absolute rock stars. They knew exactly what to do the second. I was like, hey, this guy's in cardiac arrest. We got to we got to start doing CPR. And we started rotating back and forth so fast.
So 20 minutes?
I think we landed, I want to say it was 30 or 35 minutes of us doing CPR.
So not a good outcome.
Yeah.
Brain without oxygen.
Yeah.
That's going to be a problem.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did they, what airline was it?
I want to say it was Delta.
Yeah. And did they give you some coupon code?
They gave me $250 off my next
I got 100.
Did you?
I got 100. So clearly they're not, they're struggling over there. Maybe now that Spirit is out and they're collecting all their business. Maybe they can.
I fly American, man. They've been great, dude.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
They've been really good.
Honestly, like I used to pick favorites, and then like in 2 months it would change because like some companies shifted their business policies, a new CEO came in. I'm like, they all suck.
Yeah. Yeah.
But they get us there safely.
That's all I care about. But flying is.
Are you scared flying?
No, it's just an adventure. Just always a flight.
Oh, there's always some drama.
No, I'm slightly afraid to go on boats for long periods of time.
Like cruise ships.
And that, like cruise ship, I'm not going on a cruise ship, bro. You're not gonna get it. My wife's like, let's go on a cruise ship. I'm like, nope, I'm good. Norovirus, people pooping and vomiting out of both ends.
Yeah.
But I ended up doing American just because I got their little credit card and I can upgrade whenever. I can't sit in the back, dude, like in between two people anymore. I'm too big,
that's
man.
tough.
Yeah.
That is tough. I wonder, I get really scared on planes. It's a weird
Do you?
fright of mine. Yeah, like honestly, planes and perches. Do you get what I mean by perches? So anytime you're higher up than the safety mechanism to prevent you from falling off. I don't know why. I was just in Shanghai last week, and they have that pool that overlooks Shanghai, and it's an infinity pool, but it's on the roof. And obviously, they're like, if you look past it like low, there is something else there, so you're not actually gonna fall off if you jump off. And you're 5 feet deep into the pool, so you're not. There is a 5 foot railing, but when you're walking next to the pool, you're above the pool, which means you're above the ledge, so you see like openness. Oh my god, the anxiety from that perch feeling. It feels like there's a wind that's about to blow and carry me off.
But you have you don't like heights in general, right?
Yes, but let's say later we did like a little tour thing around the gardens, and they had a really high up like bridge that would walk you around, and everyone was really scared. I wasn't, because the things were really high.
Yeah.
I mean, I have 16.
Yeah.
I'm like strapped in. I'm good.
Yeah.
But perch, forget about it. Like if I'm not strapped into something, I'm afraid.
That's so. See, me with planes, I don't have a fear simply because like if this thing goes down, there's nothing I'm going to do about it. I just accept my fate and
Yeah, but that's scary.
try to send a text message out.
Although Pete Buttigieg shared a crazy statistic. While he was Secretary of Transportation, which I believe was 4-year term, 4 billion people took flights, or 4 billion flights? 4 billion passengers were carried. 0 fatalities.
That's crazy.
Bro, what else can we do 4 billion times and then not have a fatality?
Yeah.
Like crossing the street. I mean, 4 billion times
First time I came up to New York, I was with somebody, and they just walked in front of a car, and I was like, "Hey, what are you doing, man? Like, you need to stop." And they're like, "Dude, they'll stop." And I go, "What happens if they don't?" Yes, like, you die.
Okay,
like,
this is terrible thing that I have to say right now. When I was a kid, you know Magneto? We would play Magneto, where you would be like, I can cross the street anytime I'm Magneto. And the cars would stop. But like that was really bad that I did that. But I was really young, like 11 years old.
Okay.
Where like puberty's happening, 12 years old, and you're like, oh yeah, I feel that testosterone. Watch me fucking stop this car.
He was getting blasted by a car.
Do not play that game.
No, please don't play that.
This might not end up in the final cut. But, look, you do dumb stuff when you're a kid. Some people climb trees.
Dude, I fell off of walking on the side of a wall. Thorn bushes on both sides of me. Yeah.
Ooh.
I fell right into one of those
Lots of
thorn
scratches.
bushes. Oh my God, dude. Oh. I had 2 brothers. Both of them were 4 years from one and then 8 years from another one. And we just did constant and stupid stuff. I threw a dart one day. My brother got in this box and we were throwing darts at it. Before he got in the box, we were throwing darts at it. And he got in the box and I was like, threw it. It went through the box, went right in his head. He pops out. It was fine. It was just surface. When he gets out, he's like, "Oh my God!" I'm like, "Don't tell
If that
Mom."
was on camera, that would go viral.
Yeah, oh yeah, that would have been super viral.
YouTube bans you.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's difficult not getting banned at all times, man. Like, especially the stories kind of that you.
Yeah, if you're saying words, cancer, depression, anxiety, whatever. So I'm saying them all right now.
Yeah, good.
Bleep, bleep, bleep. So where's the future for you? Where are you going to be in 10 years since you're retiring in 2?
I want to do anything, bro. I want to wake up in the morning, like what?
And just do interesting stuff.
Yeah, what bathroom am I pooping in today? Like that's gonna be my big conversation. I think because I still am full time at the fire department. I have the CPR business. My daughter, the coffee business. I'm constantly traveling and doing stuff for that as well. And then whatever else comes up in the middle. Like, I love it, dude. It's an incredible thing. It gives me purpose. It gives me the stuff that I want to do. But it's
any big picture, big ticket items, book, show.
I want to do a book at some point in time. I just don't know. So I don't do a ton of speeches because whenever I do a speech, I want to make sure I'm bringing value to whatever it is.
Of course.
So the same thing with the book.
You don't think you do that?
I think I do to a point, but I want to make sure that like I'm not one of those people that everyone's like, what was that? He told 5 jokes up there. Like, that was it. So I know I can bring value to stuff. But I do. Book would be amazing. I want to set the Guinness World Record for CPR.
Excuse me. I'm a professional fighter.
But I'd love to, at some point in time, either be in a film or produce a film.
Oh.
But that's...
do you act?
Yeah. Not...
Where, historically?
I was in my first film that just came out I think 2 months ago.
Oh.
Yeah, I have 6 seconds in it. It's amazing. It's very good. Yeah. It's got Eric Roberts is in it. It's it's pretty.
And what's your role?
I'm a firefighter. So this guy flies me out to Seattle. He's like, "Hey, I love your videos, man." He's like,
this is the director.
This director. He's like, "I love your videos. If you would you like being a part?" And I'm like, "Sure. What's the part, dude?" He said, "It's a
Firefighter 17."
It's fine. Yeah, it's a completely serious part. It's like the house burnt down. It was really tragic, and like that's pretty much it. But it was a cool experience, man. And
wow. Okay. So you want to grow that?
Yeah, I want to grow that. It'd be fun.
Oh, that's exciting.
I just did a big thing with the American Red Cross fire prevention, which was very cool. That was 3 videos all about the same kind of stuff that we talked about. Yeah.
I would love for us to partner up on your comedic show.
Yeah.
Rent out Madison Square Garden, and we've reset the Guinness World Record.
Okay.
Because I don't think we train enough people. I want to train more people.
I think we could do it, man.
I think we can do it too, and I think it could be like a show, a spectacle. Like, obviously, we've never sold out Madison Square Garden, but we did sell out one of the local theaters here, City Winery, which obviously is drastically different numbers. But when you combine forces, when there's a plan in place, when I would do my live tour, it's like, buy a ticket, you don't know what you're going to get.
Yeah.
And that's a tough proposition for people. Like, I've got to travel somewhere and we don't even know what the show is. Do I bring my children? Do I not bring my children? So if we flesh it out, I think it could be really fun.
I think it'd be amazing to do it.
If you have interest, leave us a comment down below.
Yes, please.
And where would you like people to follow along your journey?
So Fire Department Chronicles, you can do it on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok. And then if you want to see my newest game show, we're on season 2. It's called Shot or Shock. General knowledge questions. It's on the Reveal Network. Imagine general knowledge questions. If you get the question right, you get points. If you get it wrong or your opponent gets it before you, we shock you with a dog collar that's either on your arm or on your thigh. And then
that sounds awful.
It's one of the funniest things I've ever been a part of. Or
and it's like one of these ecstatic shots. It's not a taser.
No, yeah. But we hit you, man. It is an absolute blast, dude. We're laughing really hard.
Wow. So, okay, cool.
Yeah.
We'll check it out.
Appreciate it.
Thank you, sir.
Thank
Hope
you.
you had fun.
Thank you, man. Had a blast, dude. Thanks.
Cool. Remember the scene from 911 Lone Star Jason mentioned where a volcanic rock melts through a guy's chest? Yeah, I actually reacted to that and so much more. Click here to check out that video. And as always, stay happy and healthy.